Oi, oi. Flat Earth British, martinliedtke speaking. Okay, let's just have a quiet, reflectful moment for the shock of it all to sink in. Okay. I know what you're thinking right now. Actually, do know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what in the actual fuck, aren't you? No, I know you. So what's happened is I've had a makeover, more a mellover, okay? And this is the result, okay? So it's a whole new me. I'm quite happy with it, and we're going with it, okay? I'm still me. You can still see the scruffy top, okay? So I haven't been gripped, haven't been replaced, okay? And I'm not cloned, okay? I know I look about fucking 12 years of age, and I'm wondering what's going on. And it's really different. I get that. Okay? But all will be very epic. And it is very epic to be back. Okay, guys. I've been biting at the chomp. I just tear my Brian out, not being able to be creative and make content. My creative instinct goes into overdrive. So it is absolutely fantastic to be back on my Flat Day show for Flat Earth British Loving. So are you feeling fantastic? What do you think of YouTube then? Yeah, don't worry about all that. Don't worry about that. I'm back. No, I'm literally back. Okay. I'm not going to slope off anywhere or anything. I'm literally back. Okay. To do shit tons of content like I want to do. Okay. Okay, good. So welcome one and all to if you're new to my channel, I have apparently since yesterday hit 56,000 subscribers, so not too shabby. Can't grumble at that. Loyal Tangy. I'm just happy for whatever little things happen. I'm just grateful for being able to be here in the now. How super fucking fantastic is that? So, hi Benjamin. What's happening? Good to see you. Wait, who is this? No, it is me, M1, as you will see. All will become very apparent in this vlog that it is definitely me. Okay? I know it's like an amazing Look like my old boyfriend back in 85, do I, Vicky? 85? You're trying to say I'm like a fucking 85 thing going on? That's all right. Fucking from that era. Doesn't matter. Avidas, my brother, Beverly, good to see you. Love the new look. Oh, thanks. Any positive feedback is gratefully received. Don't go too mad, though, because, you know, this is a truthy channel and not like, it's not about looks, it's about ego things. So we're going to do Harry. Hari Rama, Hari. Okay. Vermont most obese tuba player. Is it a toupee? No, I have that. That's you. That is. Okay. This is good fucking Welsh hair. This is as rich and as juicy as our lovely good earth. Okay. This is good Welsh hair. Okay. And I'm not going that great considering my extreme age and all that. You know, not that I'm buying any of that because it's proven like real time on YouTube. That must be pissing off. But all of that is just predictive programming us into the grave. And we've been sold to half-life. We shouldn't be dying at 70 and 80 at all. We should be having 150 years easy and not even really getting old. Isn't it weird how, you know, the big proportion of your life is actually old age, apparently, you know? So say from 50, a lot of people in this day and age are pretty fucked, aren't they, at 50? And then, you know, they pop off this mortal coil at around 80 or whatever. So, you know, they don't really retain youth that long, do they? You know, a lot of people just spunk it away anyway, don't they? Thinking it's all a game and it'll last forever. But hey, so everybody's been a victim of mind control. Okay, it's all deliberate to keep your lower vibrational experience, so truly wake up to our true human potential. This is what this game's all about. I put a community post up earlier asking what you think about there being a reset coming soon. Have we averted it? Well, Agenda 2020's passed by and they didn't really do that. They did just have a big major reset, didn't they? And it's still ongoing because, you know, the effects are yet to be, you know, that just kicking off, aren't they? We've called it all since the very beginning. You know, it didn't really take a genius. It's an old game, isn't it? The old-fashioned house game. So yeah, the planes will be dropping, you know, the usual bollocks. And the whole world is awash with AI, mistrust, twats, major twats. Yeah, that's about it, really. So, thank God for truthers and good souls. Okay, they make it all worthwhile. Okay, it really does make it all worthwhile. Good news, like Ray's been given us, like a baby Ray, a raby. Ray's having a raby. Don't call it that because it would be abbreviated to rabies, and that's not so good. Yeah, I got it done in Dewhurst. I'm going back for the rest tomorrow. Okay, and obviously, you know, it's not a TP, not a TP because that's a tent Native Americans live in. A toupee. So Stanley, good to see you. Get your hair cut, you fucking hippie. Well, this is it, see, isn't it? Looks like we got ourselves a fucking long hair here. Are you a hippie? Are you a reader? What you reading books for? Oh, I like them. They're really interesting. Are you gay? Oh, just like books. Hey, Barney, this man likes books. Oh, I don't like him that much. Snuggle time. Mac, Dave, my brother. Much love to you, Dave. Good to see you, my brother. C, 1965 you were born. You look flatastic. Well, that's good news. Thank you. I feel pretty flatastic. Okay, which is epic, by the way. Like I said, I've got enough energy for all of you, so there's nothing to worry about. Hiya, Joe Lovely. Good to see you. Social Ripper. Where is Martin? Now, this is incarnation. Marticus, Farticus, the third, Esquire, RSVP, RSPCT. Along those lines. Anyway, it's good to be back. I'm absolutely bubbling, as I usually am, because I'm in a constant state of bubbleness. Okay. I told you to keep your hair on, mate. Ha, ha, ha. Alice. Alice is gorgeous, and she's making funnies. So we'll have a little giggle later. So what we're going to be looking into, okay, I'll give you a few more shouts. There's Lishi, good to see you. I know I look really younger. I know. Edward Scissorhands. Now, years ago when that film was out, loads of people said, fuck me, match. Don't worry about the language, it's too late. You look like Edward Scissorhands. And I really did look like Edward Scissorhands. And coincidentally, I'm really good at tapiary, like, you know, shaping hedges and stuff. Coincidentally, just saying. Although he's a bit of a... I don't know. Johnny Depp might be all right, you know, guys. I've been having a think about it. Yeah, I know he does psyops, the Amber Heard shit and all that, you know. Just keep you all busy when you're all, you know, when everyone's in COVID wanking, whatever they did. You know, it was a nice little distraction, wasn't it? To have a romantic blast off. You could see how much they were in love with each other's money. Anyways, whatever. It's all a big wank anyway. I doubt any of these people actually. Maybe if he walks up to me and say, Matt, fucking massive fan, you smash it, crush it, I'll be like, Johnny, you were good in the series of That Pirate Dude, yeah, big gay, and that run like that. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that, mate. You need to sort that out, butch that up a bit, and run like a man, not like a little girl. But that might be the thing. I don't want to go into Pirates of the Caribbean too much, but it is fantastic films. With loads of truthy bits in there about this Phoenician paradigm we've managed to get ourselves into. No, we haven't. Maybe we did. Maybe we signed something to get in. Yeah, I don't know. So like, it's really fantastic in the 3D manifestation realm. Yeah, you get this right. The world is your oyster, is what they tell you before you come in. Yeah, but then all that program, yeah, comes in, and most people are greedy, double stupid, and that'd be good, and fuck up. You know, usually the first, you know, first hurdle is what you find with humanity. Yeah, the long stayers, okay, the ones that are putting in the work, okay, they have a fantastic experience in this world. I think I would, if I had to go back to Oblivion, and you know that process of what's it like down in the 3D manifestation realm, you know, I would say, what compared to what? Because we're in Oblivion now. You know, what's it like anyway? I'd say, well, pretty fucking good. Loads of good shit going on. Yeah. So I would give it good press, you know. I would give you good press. I would say there's a lot of good stuff. I think this place has good potential. Obviously, obviously this is a biggie and coming very soon, because we've all seen that double wank with Donald Trump indictments and everything else, whatever. Yeah, that'll be like, you know, with Trump and Blair and Bush actually getting arrested for war crimes like they are. And, you know, literally a warrant out for their arrest in many countries. And this Geological inquiry, oh, did I say it out loud? Will never fucking surface. It always gets brushed under the carpet. So all of them oogles of people that got splattered into smithereens in the Iraq and Afghan wars. There'll be, you know, seemingly no justice, but there will be, because that's the point I'm getting to. Okay, there will be. I feel confident that they will all be imprisoned. I really do feel confident that, you know, that truth, justice will prevail and good souls. And I have faith in that, and I have hope that there will be some sort of Nuremberg type of affair for all of these world governments that buddied up, bum-palled with all the corporations to rip all of humanity a new one, which was jolly unkind, and they don't really care about us anyway. They would just love to kill us all, which they have over and over again, and they probably will again, because it doesn't matter to them. It matters to us. Where have we found ourselves, guys? You know, it's tripping me out. Everything I find out daily is tripping me out. This next post is trippy and it's weird. Okay, to do with New York. Now, I really do feel that New York is Babylon. I really do feel that it's an ancient city. But I also feel that the island of Manhattan itself, because, you know, there's something up with that word, man with hat on, isn't it? Oh, I bought island sold to man with hat on. Sounds like a load of wank to me. I'm just saying. So, I think, you know, although they do tell you in the official narrative that a good percentage of Manhattan Island is actually reclaimed land from landfill, especially on the East Riverside, all the docks and all that's all like regained land, lots of it. I would go as far as to say that most, if not all, of Manhattan Island, I think, is man-made. I think it's man-made. I would go as far as to say when the movie came out, Escape from New York, which proposed Manhattan Island as some sort of prison, I think they might have been telling us a little bit of truth there, guys, because I really do feel from the setup, from what I've been looking at and what I'm studying, that the entire of New York City, I don't know how many people actually know this, in the past was the entire thing was a starfort. And a very elaborate starfort, and surrounded by satellite starforts. You know, this was the juice. Now, I'm showing evidence on this post now of a link between starforts and catacombs that have been found under starforts. Now, I thought to myself, because of the ancient subway systems, they're huge, like the same with LA, even London, other cities. These are already there. Okay, these are huge underground systems. And I really do think, from what I'll be showing you, that starforts are a part of this repopulation process. Now, the Hopi Indians, when they were asked where did the ant people or the people arrive from, they say they came from the stars. Now, did they really mean the starforts or the stars? It could have been the starforts. Now, I'm going to show evidence. Now, I've seen evidence in the past that, you know, starforts mounds, or the mountains that they put on, have elaborate tunnel systems that go off into the distance for many, many miles, linking up with other starfort systems. So it's all linked underground. And I really do think there is more going on underground. Now, if you are aware of the artwork of Piranesi, talk about many, many times. He's got a school called Piranesi's Prisons, which show you massive, not dissimilar to sewer systems, but like, you know, like the Joker's lair, or what you might get like in The Shadow, you know, one of these giant underground classical architectural pieces, like really deep underground. They show you in all of these superhero films. You see them in lots of them. It's like, what's all that shit doing down there in the first place? You know? And you can find the same for anywhere in the world. They're running the same narrative. It's insane, the population growth in the 1800s. You know, I only seen a video yesterday It was Melbourne News actually saying about there was a city, streets and all sorts lying under Melbourne. Now, how can that fucking possibly be? Melbourne, they didn't even fucking start building that till 1820s. It's like when they just shit these massive cities out, guys, and these massive, subway and tunnel systems, and literally another city underneath. The official narrative just don't hold up. It makes zero fucking sense. The evidence is on the ground. It doesn't take a genius to work out that this place has been wiped out over and over again. And we are, like, in my mind, guys, we had Noah's flood, and in the recent past, as little as 500 years ago, and the world has just been putting itself together since. Yeah, we haven't come on very far. This is the Dark Ages. Yeah, we are on the brink of the biggest thing ever. Fuck materialism and everything they can offer. What is going to happen? It just transcends all of that, guys, because it's a true spiritual awakening for all of time, all of history, if you like, all at the same time, all the same moment, which is a beautiful thing. So I've got this. I've had it in my kitchen for some time. It's an old 1800s map of Manhattan Island. Okay. And it shows you the shape is really, really pointy. I can show you this same island shape for in Paris. It's got exactly the same. St. Petersburg's got exactly the same. Venice has exactly the same. The prominent V shape at the beginning, at the the downtown area, I guess you could say. So there's Starfort on Liberty Island, Ellis Island, Governor's Island, also over in Brooklyn. You've got Starfort systems surrounding, as I will show you on old maps. We're going to look at old maps, old films. We're going to put all this together right here tonight on a flat day. Does that sound fantastic? Okay, good. We're going to have a little giggle later on. I've got some books and stuff to share with you, videos, and we're going to look into, which I should have added in the descriptions box, but we're going to look into some evidence that I've seen this week come up on Facebook, some work somebody's done. Super interesting, because it sort of confirms our suspicions of Tartarian clothing being an advanced type of technology. But it goes deeper than that, because each material gives off a different frequency, and it states in the Holy Bible there are some materials that shouldn't be mixed with others, because it makes this electrical charge inert, which is highly interesting that the Bible would know this about clothing, which we haven't got now, by the way. They've taken a lot from us. The clothing was one of them. So why is Mike saying Kenneth Williams? What if I can carry on? Carry On films are absolutely fantastic. I haven't seen one in ages. I think I'll watch one soon. Okay. So, guys, I'm going to get stuck straight in because I've got quite a bit of stuff to get through. I think that's Alex. Polyester and no, apparently is well, there's no electrical properties to all of these artificial materials. I'll give you the mix. I think it's cotton and wool or something can't be mixed. Makes them inert, but we'll look into it now anyway. Good to see you, my friend Alex. Probably wondering what the fuck's happened to my bayonet. Good question. I am Karios. Good to see you, Latrek. All good. I'm happy. Big Toe. Happy little Martin. That's all I can't see me. We're all having a happy time. Can't have a moany flat day, because that would not do. That would be weird for a start off. We don't do that shit anyway. That's just moanings for pussies. And the force is strong with this one. You fuck. Be like water, my friend. Be like water, my friend. The forks. How many people get killed in accidental spork accidents every day? I wonder if there's any. Probably more people die of chopsticks, I would imagine, because they're really fucking annoying. What a stupid thing, though, to pick up bits of rice with sticks. What are they thinking? Anyway, Schnurgle Gerson, good to see you. We got actual royalty here, Viking King. Okay. Hippie Shakes, lovely Hippie Shakes from Wales. Brian is also from Wales. That's where I hail from. Hail Wales. And we're not talking about the big mammals that live in the sea, although there is a similarity in the name, admittedly. Kevin, good to see you. Vibes, good to see you, lovely. And Joanne, Fat Bricks. Okay, Fat Bricks, hold up buildings. And there's Glenn Sketches in the house as well. All my friends, all the gang. Lovely. India, good luck and blessings to that lady. Chich. You just ate the most acid I have seen anyone eat in my whole life. Double bubble, false hitchhiking. I nearly froze my ass off in that fucking ditch. As you can see, I've seen Up in Smoke more than once. It is one of the greatest films ever in the history of ever. And Cheech Martin, he's proper cool, you know. He's not one of them. Fuck no. I don't think so. Unless he's got a name that sounds like a bit like mine. So it's your name, Cheech, and my name too. Yeah, Melbourne tunnels. Yeah, I seen that. It was a really interesting video. And it's like, you know, they don't really go into explaining how all this shit is like there in the first place. And the time limit is like they didn't even fucking discover the thing in the late 1700s. Just shit out a massive world. Makes no sense. Digging a new look. It's getting hot, Charles is saying. Good. That's what we want. Christopher Abbey. Yes, war pigs. Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses, and then they guess their asses kicked. Okay. By us. Okay. Chris, good to see you. DJ, SP. Okay. Don't worry about all that. We're on it. Yeah. I'm all over it like a rash. Theo, good to see you. Theo, good to see you. I'm a poet and I know it. Beetlejuice. Imagine you felt pain when you cut your hair. Yeah. Well, what I was going, I asked them barber questions. I did, Beetlejuice, like, why is there red and white stripes on a barber's pole? He said, oh, that's from the olden days when they were doing an operation and they're bloody bandages and they put them up on the pole to let you know somebody's had, like, you know, their leg amputated and stuff. And so is the way of the barbers in the old days. We've all seen Sweeney Todd, haven't we? How this shit goes down. Anyway. So I asked him what they'd done with all the hair. They don't actually like do anything with the hair because there was like literally enough to fill a pillowcase with my hair on the floor. So I asked loads of Berber questions, like where'd you get the name Berber from? Is it anything to do with the Berber tribe, you know, from Morocco, North Africa? And he's like, no, I don't think so. So I didn't really get to it because the word's barb in there as well, like barbed wire. So I didn't really get to where the word barber come from. I was going to discuss the Barber of Seville with him, but he had a pair of scissors in his hand, so I thought I'd leave that. So, yeah, we're moving on. New York. So good they named it twice. New York. They give it bad press when they say things like scandal and vice. I'm sure it's a very safe place to walk around if you meet. Okay. London, man, good to see you. Have you changed your name, London McLovin? Or is that a Mandela effect? Because things keep changing daily and I can't keep up with it all. It's all weird. The internet's all doing weird stuff every fucking day. It's in your head. Oh, it's horrible. Ginger Green, good to see you. Barbarian. Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that. Barbarian. Social Ripper. He's fucking on it. Oh, wow. Okay. So hugs and love and all good things. Let's have a fantastic experience. Because let's be honest, why would we sell ourselves short, guys? Why would we cut our noses off to spite our face? We wouldn't, would we? We'd have the best time possible and live every single second, wouldn't we, guys? Yeah, because we manifest this realm. We're not letting them. You know, every time we laugh and we smile, yeah, a demon is smacking his fucking head on the wall. Yeah, gone mental. Where's your mama gone? That's what he sings when he's banging his head on the wall because he don't like you happy. The demons don't like you happy, bubbling and loving on one another. Okay? Pink diamonds, they don't like all that. So fucking do it. Be love. Fuck. That's my advice anyway. You don't have to be. That is my acquired wisdom until this point in time. Okay, not the times of thing. So this is my acquired wisdom. This is the pinnacle, the zenith of my wisdom moment right now. Okay, you must not give a fuck or be concerned. It's all under control, or it is, as it should be. Ta ta ta, as it is. Bhagavad Gita says that. Scott, Good to see you. Martin Snippage. Okay, yes, I did have a snippage on the Gavin. Okay, let's get into New York. Now, I'll show some old maps and some images. Some of you may not have seen them. I've shown some in the past, I guess, but it does show New York in a light that many of you may not have been aware of. Okay, so here it is. Image of crazy metropolis that is New York, with elevated roads and walkways and a lot of people. You can't see any, I'm guessing, there's a pulley here you can see. So there seems to be mechanical, possibly electrical activity, but I can't really establish that. Now, the point is, in 1700, okay, the population of New York was only around 6,000 people. 6,000 people in 1700. Well, it grew 12-fold in the next 100 years, and then in the next 100 years after that, entered one of the biggest cities in the world. The exponential growth, they explain it away with narratives such as when everyone came from Europe or China on the East Coast, West Coast, and they all arrived, and we had them in migrational stations where we did like disease stuff with them, and then they were assimilated into like New York, and then on from there into the rest of America. And Ellis Island is thought to be one of these processing centers, but the photographic evidence doesn't really support millions and millions and millions and millions of people just turning up and populating the whole of America. It's not just New York, is it? This exponential growth that I'm talking about, or will be talking about, is the same no matter where you are. Like I mentioned Melbourne earlier, the exponential growth of all cosmopolitan cities. I don't know what to think, really. But some of the evidence that I'm going to show you is really creepy. It's almost like we're looking at two civilizations, two completely separate New Yorks. I get the same with London pictures and Paris pictures, as crazy as that sounds. Seems like I'm looking at something else. The type, the crossovers do not really work. At this period, apparently, you can see there the domes of what was apparently a great exposition. Okay. None of the huge skyscrapers have actually arrived yet. You can see Battery Park, still a park, but obviously battery, electricity, charge. This place here was something to do with electrics, and it was indeed a Starfort. Now, there was a few Starforts, but the whole thing is encompassed in a huge Starfort, the whole of Manhattan. No, it really is. And they will admit that there's a lot of this. It's all reclaimed lands. I would put it that they could do this with the whole island of Manhattan. Okay, no, I think they could. All the way up to the bridges up here, maybe to where the mainland connects. They do it in Dubai, guys. They do it in Dubai. This island, that don't look too natural to me, guys. That's too straight. What kind of thought? The sea's coming in from the other way, yeah? So it's a bit rough and untidy on that side. But this is a perfect angle with, a bastion, short horseshoe bastion thing at the one end. And then you got a huge Starfort. Now, Liberty Island, as you know, where Statue of Liberty was supposedly put. I think this thing is there all along, and it's in, it's not even in New York, is it? It's in New Jersey, really, waters. But it's put on a fort called Fort Wood, and all of these small islands, I'm guessing Staten Island's the same, had all of these really elaborate Starfort systems. Now, the site you're looking at here, this is on Broadway, and you can see, take note of this circular park here, because you'll be able to see it on the much older maps in a minute. You'll see that it was there on the older maps, this park, and it is right where huge Starfort was. Okay. Now, I proposed it in, there it is there, and it is too much of a coincidence to ignore that it's on the same site as 9/11 of the World Trade Center, the Starfort. So I'm thinking there's a definite correlation between the event that changed the whole of humanity forever, because that's when all the weirdness really did start. The whole of all of this started right then. The world was never going to be the same after that. And it's on the site of like an old Starfort. major one for Manhattan. Now, yeah, that is quite interesting, isn't it? Now, I've proposed, okay, in the past that the islands of Manhattan is designed as a beaver's head, like a literal beaver, okay, with the teeth, the beaver. And Amsterdam's port is almost identical to New Amsterdam, the port of New York, is identical mapped plan, which really, really, really strongly suggests that this is a man-made island. And that it's been shaped so. And the size of these, yeah. So a lot, like I said, a lot of this quayside apparently was reclaimed. They admit this in the official narrative, and then they put, there's only a few places, you know, you can't just go whopping up a great skyscraper anywhere you want. They say that the Midtown area where the apparent Empire State Building was put up and a few others, and then there's a big gap where the ground is not rocky, we can't have massive buildings, and then it's hard and rocky again then in downtown area, which is why we've got like a big gap between massive skyscrapers. Now, so you can see Fort Wood, this fort here, you can see how prominent. This is a completely man-made structure. You can surely see now. And there's the towers over the site of where that Starfort was. So going right the way back, okay, so the population's like infinitesimal. And it is exactly the same port as Amsterdam. It's the shape of a beaver's head. So, excuse me, let me just move on. So that is St. Petersburg, but I'm just showing you like this bit here is completely pointy and prominent, and that's a huge Starfort, and it is exactly the same as what you're seeing with Paris, exactly the same as what you're seeing with New York. So if you look at this, I'll show you the beaver's head diagram in a minute, but you can see that this jetty here is like, when I turn around on the side, it becomes a beaver's teeth, and this here is the beaver's eye. And it's in exactly the same place as well in Amsterdam. And this was New Amsterdam. And this is called Fort Amsterdam. And here is Broadway, or what was. Now you can see the extent of the Starfort system in 1662. Okay, as Dick Storm first knew it. And so up as far as the Bowery there, 6 great Boweries. You got the massive Starfort. Okay, so that would surely be still under there somewhere. So I'm guessing Wall Street was part of, not some sort of, you know, early wall defense, but part of this really amazing Starfort system. And you can see here, you know, this is reclaimed land here. The Starfort is there. Okay, so I think the World Trade Center was around here, very, very close, if not on the exact site itself for that Starfort, which is amazing. And look at this, you had the river that come right the way up here, into some swamp. Coincidentally, St. Petersburg built on a swamp. Washington DC built on a swamp. So anyway, the whole thing is a Starfort. Okay, so then they keep this bit empty in the middle. So that is obviously Central Park. And you can see there's a gap, isn't there, between the large buildings, because this is not supposed to be, you know, no structural integrity on the underground. So, yeah, the entire underground system for that, I feel that it's the whole Starfort. And I think it's the same for all Starforts, to that trippiness, you know. So Starfort right there under it. What a coincidence. And then these things that they put there to replace, you know, where the footprint used to be, is also very Starforty. I really do think there's a definite link. There has to be. So the narrative is, isn't it, that, you know, the America got repopulated via Ellis Island. There was a few others. There's a New Orleans taking boats, but everyone came from sea. Okay, they didn't fly over. What does it say on that bucket atlas? So what you see for Ellis Island, guys, is Starfort, big old Tartarian building, definitely shows mud flood attributations, lower windows, etc. And then you've got all of this unbelievable amount of shit and ruin outside. And Liberty Island, even when a Statue of Liberty is there, is all ruined. Like there's been a reset. Look at this. What is this stuff? There's a big lintel there, or what looks like. So yeah, the whole place is just a mess. And people arrive from Europe. Yeah, these look like they might be Turks or from the Ottoman Empire for sure. I think the fezzes give it away. Definitely Islamic. And they got tags on them. Isn't that a nice touch? Number 21. They won a competition. Wow. That kid's got a really big hand, hasn't he? What's that? Is that offering a sweet or something? A hand? Because the kid's looking at it. Maybe saying, keep still and I'll give you this sweet. You can keep still for a photo, maybe. So there they are, Ellis Island. So yeah, these are the millions and millions of people that got processed to ship out to the whole of America. The sheer volume of humanity is depressing. It's just however did America cope with such a massive influx of humanity that is missing in the photographic record? Because it really doesn't look like there's much happening in Stalag Luft Ellis Island, because it looks exactly like Auschwitz or something's going on there. And I really do feel that it was a prison. I feel that this looks like a prison and it runs like a prison. And Manhattan, if them tunnels are closed, and they showed you on the film Escape from New York, if they just had them bridges mined or guarded and they shut all of the tunnels that go across the rivers, that island's nobody's getting off. That's the end of it. Look at the size of Ellis Island. It's a Tartarian palace. Mud floods here, look, and beautiful grounds for immigration. This look like barbed wire to make sure that they don't go on the grass, is it? Again, with Antiquitech. I don't know what these balls are here. But yeah, it's an old world building. You know, it's just like absolutely incredible to think that they used to use this building for processing everybody that came into America from Europe, into New York Harbor, New York docks. It just makes... And then it's not showing on a photographic record. I admit the hedges are beautifully trimmed. Probably had Edward Scissorhands in to do that. But what the fuck? So there they are. There's trillions and trillions of people being processed. They're just having their breakfast. It's not too hardship, and they're not like sleeping, you know, in crappy ways compared. You know, I've been watching like documentaries this week with my friend about the slums of New York and the tales of the Bowery, and honest to God, it is just like, is all of this really happening? Now, I get there's slums, guys. There's slums in my own city, and there was definitely slums when I was a teenager, okay? Proper slums. I've seen slums in London. I mean, shitholes. So there are such things as slums. I get that. But I mean, the narratives for how humanity was like struggling to day by day. The death was just hand in hand, day by day. People had a different idea in life. And then you got the same narratives for, you know, for the London squalor, you know, like Bleak House, you know, the narrative for cholera and the Jon Snow pump. And honestly, really do think it sounds like just a load of bullshit. I really do. The size of this, and it looks, it's like Auschwitz. And it's just like, where's the people? Look at the size of that building. Old Tartarian building. A beaut. A beaut. And I'm not sure if that's the surrounds of the Starfort, but it's definitely that pointy bit again of hedgage. So beautifully kept. And, you know, when they build this thing, do you know how long this ivy takes to grow and get up all of this window? This building's been your time, guys. That's not a new build. That hasn't been built in the last 20 odd years, because that's what they're saying. Because everything's built in the 1880s, isn't it, in the world, for some reason. Nothing's there before, unless it's a Gothic building. Everything turns up in the late 1800s, like nothing ever happened before. It's interesting. They got a star there. You see that, guys? That's interesting. They would have a star. But like all this ivy, this building's absolutely saturated in ivy. That's a really old building. Looks like they got some vines going. And there's the processing centre. In they come, the millions. One or two, they just got off the boat. So, you know, if you are aware of the film Gangs of New York, although it is a fabulous film, I thoroughly enjoy it every time I watch it, guys. Do we really think that's a true interpretation of how things were in New York City? Because the photographic record's not really proving this or showing this. So there they are. They're not really waifing straight. They got the black clothes on. They get you know, like D-mob clothes, and they get these badges, if you like. And I really do feel like this is some sort of, you know, they are rivals, obviously, but I think there's more going on. I think New York's been erased time and again. There was huge fires. The city has been reset, as we know, and burnt razed to the ground. So there they are. And the same old, you know, narrative of say and if they got like anything wrong with their throats, or they're off to wherever. I wouldn't even want to ask what happens to them. They're not going to send them back. You're on the next boat home, Sonny. Okay, so let me just get rid of that. New York, New York. So let's have a little look at New York. It's a movie here. This is a New York newsboy. And he's just going to sell some cigarettes. It gives you an idea of the busy, bustling life of New York back in the day and what people are getting up to. It looks like everyone is on the hustle. So some things don't change. Let's have a little look. Okay. Okay. So 1920s New York City. Okay, you're buying a load of newspapers or delivering them? Looks a bit of an Italian boy, doesn't he? Chewing gum. So we give him a sly little bit of money there. I wonder how much you give him. Enough to make him a bit of money, obviously. It's going to slope off. Oh, it looks like he's up to something. Well, he's not going far. He's just hanging around. He's checking out that camera. He's really interested in the camera. Okay, you got to sell all them newspapers to make a bit of money, guy. And then that newspaper boy will drop you some more off later, I guess. So, do you see all them people? They were all black and white, and then they changed into colour. You know what that is? That's a miracle. I reckon the world even might have been black and white. Yeah, literally, they didn't even understand colour. And then there was a moment when the world went colour. Honestly, it seems so dull and colourless, you know, years ago. 1960s is when the world turned colour. Psychedelics. Like, literally, the world was colourless place before then. But it's not what we find for the 1700s. The richness in clothes, tapestries, and everything is fantastic. So, she's what turns out. Everything is thoroughly modern. He's having a pick. There you are, 1920s pick of the nose. So some things don't change. Yeah. We got ourselves a picker. You poke your fucking eyes out if you pick your nose with your little finger. So, roughly, New York. New York was roughly 5,000 people, actually less in 1700. Wow. The population was roughly 5,000 and it was growing quite quickly. I think that's the understatement of the century. By the close of the 18th century, the population had grown 12-fold to around 60,000 residents. And then it goes on about the Revolutionary War, bang, whatever, bollocks. Okay. Is New York bigger than London? Okay. As of 2022, London's population was 9.5 million versus New York's 8.1 million. Size-wise, New York City is greater, but London is bigger than New York by nearly double. I wouldn't have thought that, but that's what they're saying there. Honestly, never knew that. So, New York, ever been the most populated city in the world? In 1900, it was the world's second largest city next to London. They're like man and wife. They are so, you know, they're just in parallel. And Paris, too. It's like the tale of three cities, New York, London, and Paris. And they're all Babylon. all Babylon, especially New York. Okay, so you can see the exponential growth. It just makes no sense. Okay, guys, to where it is now, it's just like 10 million, just all showed up fucking nowhere. So let's have a little feel for it again. Just a traffic thing. Imagine it now with your car and bringing him down, but it's got like speakers on it, and this is in a New York street in the 1930s. Let's have a little look, get a feel for the size of this place. Ooh, Wall Street. In it. If they could see me now, that old gang of mine, eating pepperami, drinking fancy wine. Name that film. Name that film in one. I'll name that film in one. So he's taking his chances at coppering in the middle of the road like that. I'd be definitely tempted to flatten his flat foot. Oh, that would be unpleasant, but you know, they are gangsters after all. So this I watched with my friend the other day. I tell you what, blew my head off. It's just, I'm like tripping out really. I'm like, why does this seem like it's not happening? Why does it seem like that it's just... Do you ever see a film? I think it was The Shadow, when there's this skyscraper in New York and it's there, but you can't see it because it's cloaked like a Romulan ship. Yeah, you can't see that shit. It's there. Okay. Oh, Klingon technology. We'll take, for example, like a Klingon bird of prey. Okay, the skyscraper's there and it's in an empty lot. Yeah, so if you look in there, it's just an empty lot. You can't see the skyscraper. Yeah, but the skyscraper is there. So anyway, I think there's something weird going on because it's the weirdest narrative and you're supposed to believe it. I just can't get my head around it. So it's on the corner of 33rd Street, okay, where as we know, the Waldorf Astoria was. They knock it down. It takes much longer to knock the Waldorf Astoria down than it did to build the Empire State Building, because they put up over 100 floors with a new technology that's never been worked before, okay, in 8 months. I shit you not. And this... I'm tripping. I don't even know if all of this is fake. Them guys you see on their New York beams, risking their life eating sandwiches, them classic photographs that everybody in the world knows. They've been photoshopping since time immemorial. I don't even trust it. These things are there already. A lot of them, I'm telling you now. Chrysler Building, probably. I know they can show photographs. They can just Photoshop what the fuck ever. So they brought everything, okay, in lorries. And then they start, but the down in the basement, right? It's really low down below street level. Is a literal like mess. So yeah, they got to rivet millions of bolts together. They use we've counted 16 layers of steel. These here, 16 layers of steel on each beam. So this thing is super duper tough, super duper strong to take up all of those floors. Okay, and it's called the Carnegie beam. Isn't it interesting why it's called a beam, like a beam of light? And Carnegie, Andrew Carnegie, Esquire, elite and bringers of the information in the form of libraries everywhere in Christendom, including my fair city. So they bring them together, 16 plates at a time, super strong, new technology. So they got to go through that every time. So this is all below street level. Okay, the street's there and they are down below street level. So it must be working like in like really dangerous conditions. And they built it like a Lego model, okay, bringing it in every day. And I'm not sure what happens with this skyscraper if they just build up the Empire State Building and block off all of these windows. I just can't imagine. So yeah, if you take a look below, it is a whole load of mess. And what a terrible place to work with all of that going on. Yeah, look at that. So that is the Empire State Building's basement. It's basement. I bet you it goes deeper. I bet there's all doorways under here like there going into like, because I've shown pictures of when the Waldorf Astoria got knocked down, guys, and you've seen the footprints of where it was stood. There's all like tunnels and walkways going like basically underneath, which are on this side, which I've shown in photographs before. So I definitely think this is all like linked to these tunnel systems. It's all tunnels. Look at that. So it starts to go up, right? So, yeah, all right, it's happening. There's the evidence. It's happening. Okay, the old story is gone. This is why I'm thinking two separate worlds. It's just too trippy why they would even take down the old story. Nothing wrong with it. And the best hotels in the world, even Tesla's supposed to have lived there. And then they do this, you know, ever higher, 10 months, less than a year, guys. And they got this up, right? And when it's there, you think to yourself this, your consciousness instantly says, no, that shouldn't be there. That don't look right. It don't look fucking right. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it don't look right. Now, I get that it's contemporary art of the time because it's 1930, so it's Art Deco. I get that. Same as Chrysler building built like or finished completed 2 years before this. And that was the biggest building in the world. And they got to build one right next to it bigger. Okay. Anyway, they do that. So there it is. And when it's completed, it looks like it's not there. Now, what I find fascinating is this. The quality of the footage for the building of the Empire State Building far, I mean, by a million miles, outdoes the quality of the movie King Kong. So they make a movie King Kong, which is the best of Hollywood production, with King Kong climbing up the Empire State Building with Fay Ray. Help me, squish. Oh, sorry, Faye. No, that didn't happen. It was just fun if you like. Anyway, you know the score, and then poor old King Kong gets killed by nasty machine gun biplanes. You know how this goes down. Anyway, the point is, it's now weird that film is like nowhere near as good as the footage for the building of it. Isn't that convenient, guys? Isn't that like as convenient as like Market Street 2 days before the 2 days before the earthquake? And it's really, really convenient that this footage is existing. I know it's been colorized. That is obviously altered. But the fact still remains that this is quite good quality. And it tells you quite a lot about the building of it, actually. Look at that guy. They're double stupid, the shit they do. Now, this is New York, right? And then this is in Midtown, right, guys? And it's the Empire State Building. So what the fuck is that field behind? Can you see that field? How can it be a field? I'm guessing it might be Central Park. I don't even know. There's no hills there, is there? I don't think so. So there they are, bolted all together. It's getting closer to the end. Let's have a look how this... That's a stupid thing to do, isn't it? So what are they selling? Toilet soaps. Manhattan toilet soaps. Okay, so I bet the sewer smell lovely. So let's have a little look when she's done. Okay, there it is. The Empire State Building, highest building in the world at that time, beating the Chrysler Building, and 100 and odd floors, including the giant aerial, which was used later for a landing platform for Graf Zeppelin balloon holidays. Okay, so there you are. We have a proud moment. I'm going to hoist that flag. There she is. No, what is wrong with that? What the fuck is going on? Why is that even there? It looks wrong. It looks like it's cartoon. It really, really, really looks cartoon. It really does look cartoon. There you are. So main feature, it was completed 19. Oh, I missed that bastard. 19th of September, 85 stories. The last bit up there, take it up to just over 100. Okay, so that's the last bit, the aerial bit at the top. Okay, as you, loads of people have seen, they're right at the top there, and there she is, looking as trippy and as weird and out of place as you could possibly imagine. What the fucking hell is that doing there, basically? It's like nothing else in the world. So, famous New York buildings. World Old Trade Center there, 1890 was one of the highest. Then Park Row, 1900. I guess in the next one's a Singer. Yeah, Singer building. And then the Woolworths, not Metropolitan Life, yeah. And then Woolworth building, and then the Chrysler building, 1929, year before. Wow. And then the Empire State Building, 1930, or 2 years, I was right. Okay. It is now the highest building in the world. And it's just a kind of, just all the narratives for the most important things in the world, like, this, or, Taj Mahal. It's just all these convenient films that come with them, but not other places. It's just like, well, that's convenient. That looks cartoon. I get it. It's there. It's there today, but it don't look like that today, does it? That looks fucking like cartoon. It's just so trippy. I don't even know what to make of it. So yeah, you can get this video. It's from Rick 8888888888. So I've used that for discussion and shareage. I will link it below in the description box. You can check it out yourself at your own leisure. So Starfort, we've had 1001. A lot of people say mining operations. Some people say portals, stargates, because of the fractal geometry is definitely telling you that this is advanced frequency technology involved in it. I think that there's they could stand a flood. And what you see here is this video was produced years ago by Cull, an Irish fella who's the go-to man probably on the internet for Starfort. And he shows you that there is nowhere in this world that hasn't got a Starfort. And we've just discovered more and more. They're lost in the landscape. They're just absolutely everywhere. Czech Republic, Denmark, Finland. So yeah, so we've suggested 101 things of what these things could possibly be, because they're not the bastions, of the official narrative. There's obviously some very advanced thinking gone into these, and they have been proved to go deeper. They've been proved to link up to other satellites, if you want to call them that, hedgehog starforts that are separated around with tunnel systems. So they could be some arc technology. They could withstand a flood if a flood hit it, because of its, shape of the starfort would propel a wave. It would break a wave. So let's just put a little bit of volume on there. Some cheeky German music. So they could literally be that, a part of this enslaving system. The arrivals process to keep them underground. We still got the question of where everyone shipped from. Are they from other worlds, other lands? Very possibly. Underground, very possibly, makes more sense to me. Okay, so it's 4 minutes there of like stacks and stacks and stacks of Starfort to give you some idea of how many of these are worldwide, and nothing is talked about them. Okay, so a clue here. This is an old, newspaper cutting. Okay, from LA, and now they shall show you in the Matrix movies. They are really big old sewer systems in LA, but how could that be concerning its age of the city? None of it makes any sense. These are ancient systems, ancient brickwork, ancient stalagmites and stalactites in these places. Interestingly, though, lizard people's catacomb city hunted. Engineer sinks shaft under Fort Moore Hill, which is a Starfort, to find maze of tunnels and priceless treasures of legendary inhabitants under a Starfort. Now, isn't that interesting? And why lizard peoples? Busy Los Angeles, although little realizing in the hustle and bustle of modern existence above ground, there's a lost city of catacombs filled with incalculable treasures and imperishable records of the race of humans further advanced intellectually and scientifically than even the highest type of present day peoples. Isn't that interesting? In the belief of G. Warren Schaffelt, geophysical mining engineer, now engaged in an attempt to wrest from the lost city deep below the earth, below Fort Moore Hill, the secrets of the lizard people of legendary fame in the medicine lodges of American Indians. They talk about these, like I said earlier, with the Hopi, talking about and people arriving from the stars. And this came from Laura, lovely Laura Key, who suggested, could it be they're on about Starfort? So what I want to establish here, right, guys, is there's a under LA, which is not that old apparently, although I could show you its massive tartaria in photographs if you desired. But there's catacombs, and we know what gets placed in catacombs, don't we? Yes, the dead. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. Don't read it all because I can't really see it. Fire destroys all. According to legend, okay, as imparted to Sheffield and Macklin, the radio X-ray has revealed the location of one of the 3 lost cities on the Pacific coast, and the local one of having been dug by lizard people after a great catastrophe. No shit. Isn't that interesting, guys? LA Times, 1935. So what we found here is we found some evidence that under Starfort is some sort of tunnel systems, huge, full of treasures, okay? And a maze is, I think, a beehive, okay, on structure. And there's lost cities. And there's lost cities everywhere in the world, but LA, there's big secrets with old America, guys, isn't there? Now, what I want to bring to attention is this picture that I dug up. Now, what if they were doing that? How would we even know if under, like, New York itself is this? Like a literal entire world, complete, like a world of ember, completely oblivious to the people above. They don't even know about the sun because they got like an artificial lighting system, all on layers, right below a massive metropolitan city such as New York. And what about New York being a Starfort, and this bit coupling on where the Starfort bits are at the end of Manhattan Islands that I showed you earlier? Definitely could be happening, guys. Definitely could be happening. Anyway, there are pics for later. We're going to have a little look at them later. We're moving on. Okay. So we established that there's catacombs and Paris Central. Coincidentally, underneath a Starfort. And under a Starfort in LA is a massive underground tunnels and the catacombs, and I dare say a load of other places as well. So something going on with a photographic record. If you want to look into the official story of why there's millions of bones underneath Paris, they'll say, oh, they all died in 1700s, didn't they? There was I don't know, an onion apocalypse or whatever. So yeah, that might have been it. I know, onion. So they collect a load of bones, they place them all together. We have suggested human batteries where they can crush bones, release piezoelectric forces. It's just, what is this underground system anyway that can house millions of bones? And you know, to me, you know, this is late 1800s, apparently, but the photographs could be 100 years old, older than that, all we know, guys. They haven't got a date on them, have they? They're filling them up like in the 1800s. They're collecting bones still in the, where they're collecting them all. There's a guy like, we're literally like a train, yeah, where he's just picking up, they're dropping on the floor. There's so many of them, and he's piling them on the, right. So they all died in the 1700s, is why he's filling them up like in the 1800s with like a little train thing, is there? And a shovel because of all the mess he makes with the dead. Like, where did you get all of them? And why does he look like exactly the same as an English rag and bone man? It looks like he's got a mask on. It doesn't even look real. And all of that. So this photograph in itself, you know, with all the bones there under his feet that he's walking on, you know, completely annihilates the official story of all these cats dying in the 1700s, because basically they are still putting them in there, people staying down there. I'm guessing it's dead quiet, you know, the dead center of Paris. And then they got all of this weird religious iconography. Some of these read really ominously. I've had I got a translation for one of them, and it was about, you know, remembering to die. Remember to die, whatever that means. And then there's definitely some design with the, you know, with the skulls, and then the bones crushed, then the bones. You know, there's a lot of thinking into this, and I really do have seen evidence of wires coming out of them. But at the same token, you know, French people might be able to read that. It's all trippy and it's all really weird. He doesn't look real either. So that's under Paris. That is spooky there. Look at that. Ooh, yeah. So they've still got the shovel there, and that's on a glass plate. So that's an early photograph. So what's he doing? Okay, so he's got a candle because it's so poorly lit. So how is the camera flashback worked? Yeah. So where's the light source? Because the shadow's coming from this way. If this was the flash of a camera, the shadow would be going that way. Somebody else holding the flash bar. It must be two photographers. Okay, this is my detective analytic mind thinking again. 629 of you turned up, have you? That's a beautiful thing. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for bringing your loving energy. Thanks for making fantastic things happen. Guys, let's manifest ourselves a fantastic reality. Okay, guys, we can do this. We can do this. We got this. They hijack consciousness. Okay, it's as simple as that. Fuck it off, like, and then you're at peace. Okay, there's a whole new realm waiting. So there you are, 1770 there, and they got a mini catacomb. See these little rooms and stuff, and they built a little castle, but it's mini, you know, and they put little bones in there. It's like, just, they're nuts. I'm guessing there's more to it than when they're building these buildings. See, little ornate models, if you like. And that's how they're getting them all down there. So they got air conditioning, or no, they're drain covers. So they really are putting them in there during the reset period, aren't they, guys? And Paris, it shows in the photographic records to be like practically destroyed. 1871. Yeah. Same year as well. Chicago, same year as well. Boston, same year as all of them. There's more going on, obviously. So they're spooky. Yeah. See the wire coming across here? I wonder if that's just to lean on, or is it actually a technology? So, well. And then the rest are just chucked into or thrown into these endless tunnels. Endless amounts of dead, reset dead. Okay, and that's where they end up. They're not hiding it, they're there. And there's some of these catacombs you can't go in, they go for miles. People get lost in them and even die in them, guys. So these were somebody, weren't they? Somewhere I'd like to visit, you know. That would make a great vlog if I could get into the catacombs. And you could get a plane from Paris, from Cardiff. They've been advertising it lately for like fucking dirt cheap. So the Vatican, other cathedrals and other churches in Christendom, because they're like Satan, they like to do this with human bodies, human bones, but I think that they know more about this exoskeleton that's inside us than we know. Okay, there's definitely something going on with the skeleton. Not quite understanding what yet, overstanding. Skull and crossbones, skull and crossbones, and a lantern made out of bones. Completely normal behavior. Everybody does that. Everybody instinctively feels like building a big heraldry shield of human bones. Like, never. You see what I mean? It's like that cult. They're in a weird satanic cult. So there's a crown there made of skulls. Creepy. So 1870 there. Looks like it's been done with one of those cake squeezy things you put cake, you put marzipan on with, doesn't it? Probably actually did it with that and plaster. So them in there were 1870. Okay, so they died 1870, not 1701. So reset victims. And the rest they hang up as decoration. Spooky, isn't it? Mix it in with some Phoenician architecture. like the Cherepanewski with trumpet, sound, vibration, which we're going to talk a little bit about in a minute. It was a really interesting article, which I'll be sharing with you very shortly. So look at that chandelier, a bonalier. I mean, nothing creepy about that whatsoever, nothing macabre whatsoever. These were all living people, sons and daughters, mothers and fathers. How weird and creepy is that they would even think about doing that? What kind of world we living in where that is okay? Maybe I'm just not seeing, like, missing something. To me, it's like a special kind of fucking nuts. What is that? It's like waves made of stone coming out of their mouths. Sure, it means something. Yeah, I know. What a weird realm we have found ourselves in. So this is a giant's crown. Could that be because it is a giant's crown? They know what happened to these people. This is. You ever seen the movie Predator? The predators like to rip out a skull and the spinal column as their trophies. Serial killers, they have trophies. These are trophies. These are trophies of serial killers, the church, religion. Because that's what they do. They're enslavers, they're drug dealers, they're everything other than what they say they are. If they really give a fuck, they could open their doors and let the homeless people come into their churches and not be cold at night, but they don't really do that nice stuff, do they? It's not really in their style. So I'll show you an example as well of Paris got exactly the same thing. So the catacombs under all of this here, you can find a map online, it'll show you the extent of it, but you can see that the middle bit, or the island bit that looks like a tiny little Manhattan, is the Citadel, where Notre Dame is situated, right here. And it's man-made, and it's a Starfort, the whole thing. And there are other maps which will show you the extent of the Starfort system around Paris. This doesn't show the outside ones too much, but they are definitely on other maps. But as you can see, just like Manhattan, just like Amsterdam, just like St. Petersburg, all the same deal. So I could share this for you anyway. This is basically a lead Van der Haar atlas. I have hundreds. I wish I could give them all away, but I have to find the way of doing it, which would be minimum time consuming, because that is something I need more of to do content. Time. See little bits of Starfort there, can you see? And there, and right the way around the entire of Paris. Can you see that? And Paris is surrounded by a Starfort, and it's got an inner Starfort as well. You can see the whole of Paris is a Starfort system. You clearly see that there. Same as New York, with what is possibly reclaimed land on the same. So you've got the buildings that are famous, the Louvre and the famous Versailles outside Paris, and these crazy architectural pieces. Look at this. So that's how busy it was in the old days. You can see Notre Dame in the background, the Citadel here, and a whole cacophony of fishing and noise and people all on the banks of the Seine. And this is in 1733. That's when these were supposed to be done. But there's something weird going on with these as well. Lead Van der Haar atlases. So yeah, I'll share that. It shows you architectural pieces. It shows you Versailles. It shows you. I'm not sure if these ones got the Mardy machine in it. Oh, smoke. Never usually see chimney smoke. Never in photograph usually. Oh. Anyways, Notre Dame, which, as you know, had a fire a few years ago, and it's got, oh, it's interesting. It's got a bunco booth / well outside its forecourt. Let's have a look. Nice cinematic window. It's a bit of a naff looking church for such a big deal, isn't it? It's like all you ever hear is Notre fucking Dame. And it's what? It's not even all that. Well, it's not, is it? It's not very aesthetically pleasing, and it's just, I don't want to insult their fucking church, but it's a bit shit, you know. Just saying, I'm a flat earther. I just say that's our middle name. I just say. So anyway, the Palace Daphne. Let's have a look at the Palace Daphne. And then I'll share this out in the description box following this show, and you can check it out for yourself. Oh. Some people get carried around in these so they didn't get muddy. If you've got a few quid, you can get two people, they'll like break their back fucking carrying you around in stinking mud and horse shit, apparently. A lot of people around at this period. That looks a bit Starforty. Indeed it is. So that's got some sort of Starforty stuff in, and old badge full of wood. Wow, look at all the wood on there. So yeah, the shitty way the world is run does not really sing that these buildings were built by these people. It really does. It's like they were there already, you know. And then these people just come in, reverse engineer what they can. They're all double stupid when they arrive. Everything's new. Look at all that mud, all that bloody architecture, amazing arch, Roman, Venetian, and then you got all that shit outside. Imagine when it rains. See a bit Starforty going on there. Can you see that? So yeah, it's weird how all of Christendom is like based on Starfort. And then there's all catacombs underneath. There's no coincidence there, is there, guys? Don't believe in coincidences. No such thing. So there's two contrasts. So you've got German Gothic style or French castle next to a Roman arch. So the Phoenicians and who even knows, maybe the Vikings, because the Vikings occupied Paris for quite some time, probably never ever went. The kings of Viking. More going on with them. Let's have a look at that one, and I'll pass that over to you following the show. Okay. Well, it's a bank of a river. You would get a lot of mud. God, what's running out of there? Some sort of liquid running out of the portal. And they've got skull and crossbones on the beginning, the front of the building. Maritime, obviously, Phoenicians, pyramid, and antiquity. So yeah, these are good to go through in your own time, guys. They're highly detailed. Like I said, I have literally like millions of them. You know, my Kirchner files there. You know, I've got all of these there, which are all of them you see there, mostly Starfort books. Yeah, I know. Moving on. Tartarian technology. So yeah, hit that like, peeps. Camel Opia just said. So I think I can go with that. That sounds brilliant. Thank you for that. So, the Bible and clothing. The Bible said, do not wear clothes of wool and linen woven together. And it was in Deuteronomy 22:11. Okay. And this Becky Ransom here she's wrote on Facebook, in 2003, a Jewish doctor named Heidi Yallen conducted a study on the frequencies of fabrics. According to this study, the human body has a signature frequency of 100, and organic cotton is also the same. The study showed that if a number is lower than 100, it actually puts a strain on the body. A diseased, nearly dead person has a frequency of about 15. And that is where polyester, rayon, and silk register. Okay. Non-organic cottons register a signature frequency of about 70. If the fabric has a higher frequency, it gives the energy to the body. This is where linen comes in as a super fabric. It has a frequency of 5,000. Wool is also 5,000. And when mixed together with linen, the frequency cancel each other out and fall to a zero, which makes sense. Even when wearing a woolen sweater on top of linen outfit, in a study, it collapses the electrical field. The reason for this could be that the energy fields of the wool flows from right to left and the linen flows in the opposite direction, so making it inert. Isn't that fucking interesting? Are they telling us, right, that specific linen worn right clothing can make us feel fantastic and even save our lives and even make us live longer. Can clothes prolong life? I think so. I think this is what they were doing. I really do think this is what they were doing. And the Holy Bible, it's got a passage concerning that. They knew. I'm going to come back for a moment. I see how everything is going on and what the time is and everything. So 657 of you. Boom Shankar, thanks for popping by. Yeah, I know, it's pretty interesting, that, isn't it? Think about, like, you know, if we could like nail clothing, how much have we been sold short, you know? Some of these linens and, you know, the treatment of felt with mercury, you know, making these electromagnetic properties. You can imagine if it creates a torus field, you know, you're going to be feeling really elated. You're going to be feeling fucking really good. And, you know, if you can get it up to, like, you know, that sort of energy, then I can't see why clothes, specific clothes, can't keep you healthy and alive longer. It's not a massive head fuck thought, but I really do think that's the case, guys. I think that's what's been going on. Big bang my ass, says Max Strum. There's a statement for you. Do you really want to see this world nude? Says Blue Sky. No, not all of it, Blue Sky. Not really. No, that'd be a horrible thought. Power suit, Alva Billy. Yeah, indeed. Hippie Shay, good to see you, lovely. Let's have a drink. So yeah, I know it's a shock to your system. I haven't seen me like so transformed, but like curly. I was always curly. I was curly as a kid. I'm curly. Okay. I know I look a bit like a Portuguese pimp, but get over it. It'll all be all right. So, Portuguese pimp, yeah. And he's sharing the same dream. Spiritual badass. Good to see you. It is interesting. Got more to come. I've got some Phoenician books. I've got some old vintage photographs of the Orient. Then we're going to look at adperts, which are adverts using females to sell shit because sex sells. So slap a mini skirt on it and a vacuum cleaner. Fucking job done, it's sold. Get me? And then, because it's April Fool, no, I'm not doing any April Fools because we got enough fuckery in the world without any April Fools. That's just stupid anyway. It seems so them, isn't it? Bonfire night, Christmas, Easter, Mother's Day, fucking this, that, and the other. And another one is that. April fucking Fool's Day. Like, who gives a shit? That's just me. Okay. Knights Templar. Who even gives a shit? Although it is actually in my last book about it in April 1st, so it has come in handy for that. So, and we got a bit of movie footage at the end that I got to share with you. So we got quite a bit to go and quite a bit of time. So brilliant. Pat, good to see you. Julian, fascinating indeed. So yes, share this juice out, guys. A lot of this information, you know, they could just fucking save humanity. We just have one fucking post right there, guys. TW. Imagine if you nail clothes right, we could improve our health. And you can see what's been going on with the clothing. It's gone. Look at 1980s, 1990s. Shell suits. Shell suits. They made a noise when you fucking walked in them. They were the worst thing in the world. Montana, forest, Turner, hemp. Hemp clothing. I wonder what that would that have an electrical field? Because you can make cars out of hemp. You know, Henry Ford was making hemp cars, wasn't he? And you can make clothing, vinyl, records. You can make anything out of hemp. And they're growing more marijuana in Britain now than any other country, apparently, because it's all used for big pharma, etc. What a double fucking standard, the evil bastards. KFC vibes. Love you all. So, are you literally feeling fantastic? Dude, be fantastic. Be everything you can be. Okay, just do it. Do it. There's nothing stopping you guys. Nothing. The only thing stopping you is you. You ever seen that sketch or that clip on Fight Club, right? When Tyler Durden gets that Oriental guy with a gun And he's saying to him, why are you working in this fucking shop? What did you really want to do? What do you want to do with your life? And he's like, well, I wanted to be a vet. He said, if you're not a vet by the end of the month, or you haven't made steps to be a vet by the end of the month, I'm going to shoot you. I guarantee you that day he shook his ass, click of his finger, and he started pursuing a path that he actually wanted to do. Now, does it really need a shake, like you're going to get your brains blown out, to make anybody do what they should be doing? Nothing should be stopping you. Nothing should stop your dream. You dream it, you see it, you make it happen. You manifest it. All of us. We're doing a mass manifestation. We're just bringing in a better world. It's happening before our very eyes. That's what all the weirdness is, the changes, everything. That's us. We're doing that. Every day, every time we turn over a new page, every time we rip off a new layer of fucking deception. Yeah. So getting down to the soul stuff now. We start to feel it. Thank you, OSM. Okay, let's get back into more juice. Now, I've got a book of basically artifacts, antiques and stuff, but they're meant to be Roman. So I'm going to say / Phoenician, but they're meant to be Asians, thousands of years old. Yeah, they're better quality than everything you will ever witness in the modern day. Oliver, good to see you, my friend. Montana Smith, Squishel Sniper is in the house. Jollyman's in the house. Good to see you. Plaxall, good to see you. Forrest is in the house. Leslie's in the house. And Carmel and lovely hippie shake. Okay, let's get back into the juice. April, there's a coincidence. Malevolent controllers. Okay, let's get back into the juice. So yeah, I'm going to show this book. I'll show you a bit of it, give you an idea of the absolute craziness and quality of the antique world compared to what we got now, which is big wank. Okay, and here it is. Sarcophagi, triple E. Let's give you a little translation, maybe. So, vases, candlesticks, memorial stones, sarcophagi, and tripods, etc. from Asian ornaments. And the book is from 1778. I like to link up one cool book, at least, in my Flat a Day shows. And this is what I'm doing right now. So there is rather fantastic stuff in here to think that they can produce quality, apparently 2,000 years ago, to that standard. It's completely Phoenician, okay? Two opposing griffins. You know, the lotus is the shape of the earth. They know about the lotus flower. And I can see crossovers with Hindu worlds. I can see crossovers with Mesoamerica. I can see crossovers with the Hebrews, you know, the Holy Bible. And I can see the classical world. It's all intermingled, if you like. And then you get these vases, you know, they always put the heads on them, the Phoenician heads, and this flowery decoration, which is sinister to think, you know, that they got these people are not even human, possibly animal by nature. They're not like us. They're nothing like us. And they have the technology to reset this place in the form of earthquakes, weather manipulation, even comets, if they want the big one done. So we got Cherbanuskis. Look at that for absolute mind-blowing quality. So these are really beautiful engravings, but just, you know, these are supposed to be bas reliefs of 2,000 years ago from esophagus. Is a lot for my brain to take on board. I do not think that's the case. There's that little man in a vase. Oh no, that's the decoration on the vase. I was thinking it was homunculus. Let's get back. That image was really good. So that was vases. Okay, let's just move on. Excuse me. The wrong way. Okay. So what are they? Oil burners, maybe. Decorative oil burners. Really couldn't say. Yeah, maybe oil burners. Yeah, probably. But look at that. Isn't that trippy? Look at that head one. Have a look. What the fucking hell? Oh, excuse my language. It's terrible, isn't it? Oh. Oh well. Yeah, I think they're all burners of some sort. No, what the? I don't know what that is. The chains. Looks like an oil lamp. Isn't it crazy though, guys? When you rub a lamp, a genie shows up. There's like literally a miniature person who lives inside the oil lamp, and you rub the oil lamp, and it's like, dream a genie. She turns up. Can you imagine how you think all your Christmases would come at once if it was dream a genie, wouldn't you guys? It's like, your wish is my command, and I'd be like, well, genie, I love you. So I love you too, Martin. But I really hate doing dishes. Yeah, I'll do everything else. It's like dishes, they fucking suck, don't they? So she'll manifest me a dishwasher or something, because she won't want to do it herself, because nature of being a genie. She's like, fuck that, I don't have to do that shit. Magic, innit? So, twippy stuff. And they got like this weird icons, like, like the little demon thing with the spiky head there. A lot of like sort of demon shapes. So yeah, they do a thing with humanity. They use shapes and symbols to an imprint on consciousness, and this is part of these Phoenician heads. They're like a bad trip, and they use, they've used things like the swastika in the past, haven't they, or the yin yang? It's symbols in print on consciousness. Now, buildings do exactly the same. You see a building, it makes an impression on your consciousness because of its shape. Some of them are pyramidical, some of them, phallic shape, if you like, but they do an impression. Now, that is deliberate. Old buildings have soul. They are living buildings. These, they've had life put into them. Even the vases, even the doors. If it's that quality, is life, there's soul in these items, and an aura, okay, a field. The buildings of today, they have no soul. There's something going on with them because you feel all fucking pissed off when you walk into them, don't you? Like, shopping malls, etc. They're really negative, nasty ass places full of capitalists and babos, aren't they? It's been the last place you actually want to go, because it's all them, isn't it? So there's the Roman, okay? The real, what the Roman really were. They were Row-men. Okay. I'm not sure what that bird is. That's a weird figurehead, isn't it? Oh, look at the quality on that. Oh my God, what's going on with this bas relief? So I'm guessing these are mermen or half lizard men, like what we read about in Catacombs. And they do say the lizard agenda. And I really do think there's some, I really do think, I don't even care what people think. I think there's lizard people. I think there's some of them that really are reptilian people. I've seen some, and I thought to myself, I don't think you're fucking real. I think you're fucking one of those lizards. They just look like. And they got that weird buzz about them. They buzz like a fridge. You don't want them near you. You don't even want to make eye contact with them. Like, they're like witches. You don't want to make eye contact with witches, do you? It's like, oh, fuck, she's seen me. She knows I know. That sort of thing. Avoid eye contact. Pretend you can't fucking see them is my advice, okay? Because they do decloak and you do get to see them, okay? Some of them are animals. Some of them are animals, dogettes even. And they're cloaked. And they're hiding from us. These people that rule us, the real ones in the background, which is always a question of who, are completely nuts and don't give a shit about us. I don't think they're human at all. Because they don't do empathy. They rely on us for the empathy. They don't know what love is. They could talk about it. They stick it in their love songs. They don't know what it is. They haven't got a clue. Can you imagine having a life so shallow and shit where they never have any love? What would be the point of life without love? Fuck that. I wouldn't want to live a life without love. No point being here. So, okay. That's one of the best things of this reality. Right, let's move on. Mud Flood China. These are, I'll link that book up. You can study it yourself. It is rather beautiful and good quality. I've got loads of stuff like that to share with you, which I'm going to try and make more content. I really am going to make it up to you guys. I know I should be there when I'm YouTube presenter, content provider, and when, let's just be honest, is a YouTube's fucking bollocks. So when I fuck off and I'm doing stuff and I can't find time to do content, a lot of people get frustrated. So I'm just going to make the extra effort to bring more usage, because that's what I do, and that's what fulfills me, is my creativeness. So 1870 China, okay. And what you find is, this is existence of that older Tartarian world, because we have no questions that Tartaria at some point was Chinese Tartary. But these are buried in the mud. I don't know how deep they go, but they are definitely buried. The legs are in the mud. I'm guessing the people live in the twig shacks behind didn't build these lions. Again, same thing. Now that looks like it's been sunk in the mud. I definitely think there's been a mud flood there. I think that thing, it could be standing on a big plinth. It could be 20 foot tall. No souls, Gary, brother. No souls. So where is the soul? Is it like in the heart? Is it in the mind? Because, that's one of my main abilities, guys, is I'm like very intuitive. That's my gift, okay, is I have intuition. I know what people are thinking before they even fucking thought it, okay? So I got that. And if you can find a balance between intellect and that sort of level of intuition, if you find a balance between it, you can find answers. It is a gift unparalleled. I've been very, very fucking lucky. But I got an analytical mind, and I'm always breaking every fucking thing down, So yeah, they're definitely buried in mud, and the place that they are is obviously not newer than the Jade dynasty or whatever dynasty these are from. Well, that one is like neck deep in the mud. So I definitely think mud's coming after. I think that's safe to say, wouldn't you? Yes. And dragons. Okay, now, what are they? Are we talking about there's 100 ideas of what people say about dragons. Oh, it's the Bible version. So it's an analogy for evil forces. The dragon is Satan. The dragon is this. The dragon is that. Now, St. Michael, okay, Archangel Michael kills the dragon, and he's the protector of this realm. So he takes out evil dragon. And St. George, the patron saint of England, he kills a dragon as well on his quests. So it seems to be a thing to do in the days of chivalry and knights, stabby, is to go off and kill a fucking dragon. Okay. So what was that about? Were they really dragons? I'm Welsh. It's on my flag. And it looks like the Tartarian griffin. The griffin looks like a type of dragon. And again, they're reptilian. Is that what they're talking about? They're reptilians. Look at this thing, just carrying that huge plinth on its back, a turtle. That's interesting. This one's carrying what looks like a fasces. Wow. And another turtle there, because, there is that narrative that, the Earth is on a turtle's back and swimming in another ocean. And we're just like, like the Who's. Can you hear us out there? No, you're too frigging small. We could be the Who's. Wow, there's a crack on there as well, isn't there? Isn't that interesting? There's a Greco-Romano column on top of Chinese decoration. Sort of turtle. Wow, okay. Well, that looks Celtic. He's writing all over it. And the whole, now, that could be something to do with alignments, star alignments, the same way as Stonehenge, something like that. I'm thinking, maybe the sun just shines through at a specific point in time, causing a beam to designate when your crop's got to go in. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Could be some technological thing. What? So that's just the top of a Roman column in China? And then you got like a lotus thing and then the dragon on top. Okay, again, fasces. So obviously in the middle of nowhere and buried in the mud. So left over from a previous reset, I would say. And it's the same for the Yucatan Peninsula. They did it with all of Christendom. There's all of these antique sites. When they found them, these are the first photographs of the Yucatan Peninsula. And the place is covered in grass and mud. There is no antiquity. They've discovered this stuff there and then. That recent, guys, 100 years ago. Okay. And it's the same for, there's many civilizations they could just discovering constantly. Even today, there's many stuff that they haven't found. So he looks European, not Mexican. Could be Mexican. So, guessing this is the last of what would have been a Quetzalcoatl death cult. Everything's covered in jungle, a bit like Angkor Wat. So they stripped all that off, they cleaned it up, and then years later, you do a package holiday where you can see a real antiquity. Okay. Doesn't seem to be too many people around. A couple of horses down there. That's a queer light. That's rather queer, isn't it? What do you think's going on with that wire sticking out of there? Does look gas, though. Oh, that looks like a big dick. No, it does. Look, it's a little bell end. A little dick, man. So what is that? What is their frame of reference when they made that? Because it's got big bug eyes. No human actually looks like that, do they? So what do you think? They cut off his antennas. We have ways of making you talk. We peel them with our steely knives. That looks like his boat or something behind the plaster. I had to say. And there's the jungle, all been cut back to expose some antiquity. Something under that mound? There. So it's everywhere. And then they just tart it up, like I said, clean it out like they did with Angkor Wat, and there'd be somewhere for you to go. Okay, let's have a little ad perv, right? So sex sells, okay, it does. But in the days before now, okay, in the days before them nameless and all of that weirdness, there was like men and women and the game, which is fantastic. Yeah. So it was like, oh, she's been nice, isn't she? Oh, she smells fucking lovely. Oh, she's only an inch away. Oh, fucking hell. So in the old days, you had cabin crew, yeah, were all like gorgeous, so that you were basically not looking out the window at the flat horizon. You were looking in the cabin at the very, very helpful air hostess. So yeah, they worked out airport companies among other. I would smash it in advertising. I would definitely be one of the best, advertisers. I know what people like. Okay. Washy. Right. This is brilliant. This is brilliant marketing ploy, right? So when you get on a plane, when you're air hostess, think of her as your mother. Okay. So that's not really apt in my case. I don't think that's right because, I wouldn't want to be mothered by her. Would you? So that's American Airlines. So yeah, they're ready for action. Okay. They're ready to fly you off to better climates. There you are. And they're getting irradiated by the radiation. No problems. We're flying new colors. Yay. Okay. Presenting the losers. Okay. Look at you bunch of losers. Okay. They look like they're losers as well. She's like, I'm a loser. It's all right. Great things will happen to you. I love the trippy bird. Okay, so they didn't actually make it into Eastern Airlines because they was like, well, basically, I don't think they're too ugly. I think they could have made it. Okay, let's have a look at her. No floor show. Okay, just a working girl working. Well, there's working girls is something completely different in Britain. What are these radios? We haven't got them in the modern day, have we? We got loads of good shit. There's never been more love in the air. So, any of you in the Mile High Club? No. I've tripped on mushrooms on a plane, and I sneaked a spliff back when you were allowed to smoke on a plane. But I've never had sex on a plane, and I was like, I don't think it's a good idea to nip off the toilet and have a quick wank because I think everyone would know. They're like, he's having a fucking mile high wank, He's been ages, and then you come out with your face would be like a bit like, I just had a mile high wank. I don't think it's any different. Okay. Anyway, So I got problems. I got a stalker. So you can't see it because basically it's below the table. I have baggy trousers on. So what's this? Britain. Rule Britannia. Britannia rules the waves. Okay, Western first in space. So this is a spacesuit. So it's made of Aran wool, so it will keep you from. She looks very cutchy. She looks proper psychotic. She's like, oh, fucking hell, these drugs are wicked. I'm tripping balls right now. Honestly, you look like you're tripping balls. Anybody disagree? No. She looks like she's tripping balls. Oh, she looks fun. Oh, holiday in Acapulco. Sipping cocktails out of a pineapple. Sounds like a fantastic time. Okay. Okay. So if you have the stripes the other way, they make you look thinner, apparently. Okay. So where's that to? Is that Acapulco? Get some of that Acapulco gold down your Gregory Peck. Yeah. Ooh, Jamaica. Yes, I want to go to Jamaica. No, she went of her own accord. Martin, that's 100-year-old Joe. I don't care. Look, he's really, really close to a fanny there. And the lucky fucker, I'm sure that's a dwarf, isn't it? Oh, he's not Down syndrome. I think he's a dwarf. He's got dwarfism and he's smashing it. You know, a couple of inches away from paradise right there. No, he's in paradise. He's in Jamaica. Ah, sunning on a beach with a fatty bombati. And, gosh, she's painfully ugly. I can't even look at her. No, I didn't mean that. So there you are. Business class, okay? Business class is like you got loads of money and it's going to buy you top stuff. Okay, you don't get shit in business class. Ooh, hula hula girls. No, it's not. It's a beautiful wiggling dancer. And the other world of BOAC. Hang on a minute. I don't think they got kangaroos in Malaysia. Okay, all right. There's different destinations. I'll give you that. That's why Mount Fuji's in the background. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm confused. I get confused. Okay, no, I don't want to show up like this. And the girl who made the 1,000-year-old airline a legend. Who made a 1,000-year-old airline a legend? What? Girl who made the 1,000-year-old airline a legend. So that airline's been going 1,000 years, according to that. 1,000 years old airline. What the fuck, guys? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It's fucking my head up. Oh, Fly California. I wish they all could be California. And I really do. No, not nowadays. They're probably all like 2-ton tests, aren't they? Yeah. I'm going to take my computer and put it right on the edge of the water with a lady with a really short skirt. We'll sell that computer. See this? It's high tech. It's got like 7 megabytes of processing power. Mark of distinction. Vanguard, the mark of distinction. It's almost pornographic, that one there. So this is like Star Wars. Look, you can get a little like, bridge. Get a little like Chekhov. There's the Data 1000 processing power of 6 megabytes. But they do give you a lady to work it as well. So it's not all bad for the $10,000 price tag. There's another one tripping her ass off. There's a lot of LSD around at this period. There's a fax machine, isn't there? What if they fact check fax machines? So there's a lady knowing about wires and stuff with a super duper short skirt on. Okay. So is the nature of selling your computers. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Okay. So look how high tech that was. Look at that tower, the Tower of Babel. Mixes up all the language, makes you forget everything because he's too busy looking at shit on the internet. Not this. It's too powerful. EU. Anyway, we're all learning something good here today. We're learning about that hot women in miniskirts make you want to buy a computer, or indeed go on an airplane. I want both now. That worked. Okay. Happy April Fool's Day. I know I said all of that just now, but I'm just like being polite. Okay. Do the funky gibbon. The funky gibbon. It's not fun. So come on, do the funky gibbon now. Do you know that song? Learn it and we'll sing it next week together. Okay. So this is Lord Funky Gibbon. Okay. He's one of the ruling elite. He's basically his Klingon cloaking has lowered, and now vibrationally you can really see old sausage fingers for what he really is, which is a not cute monkey with his eyes way too close together. He's also in the Knights of Malta. He's also a Templar. Okay, so now we know. So these are really good. We should all get these. I'll go first, and I'll do a fund me. I'll get some money. I need money. So what I'll do is I will prostitute myself on YouTube. I will take items of clothing off for money, but it'll only be girls only private chat. No, I just made it all that up. Don't worry about it. Anyway, exclusive designer men's padded briefs gives you eye-catching buttocks instantly. So that's weird. Do women like men's bums like the way men like women's bums? Do they? Fucking hell. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, they say. So I think, we're living in the eye of God, okay? And the flat plane, this is the dome above us, okay? Look at this, though. Do you know the iris? Funnily enough, okay, Siri is iris in reverse, and Siri is the all-seeing eye, and iris is the eye. Well, you don't have to me to tell you. Anyway, that is the blackest black hole in the history of black holes. In fact, it's the blackest black registered is in the human eye. There is no blacker. It's our pupil. And isn't it funny? It's called a pupil, like a pupil that's in a school learning. And we see through that, but they're so beautiful. I looked at pictures of blue eyes and other eyes, and they're just absolutely beautiful. Some eyes, guys, they really, really are. But look how fucking trippy. That's our eye. And we got them veins coming off of our eyes. Maybe if that the eye was like the flat plane, and then veins coming off of human eyes, maybe they showing us a way out. Just checking that out there. So this is immortalization of Horatio Nelson, who in death has grown a new arm, or maybe not. Okay, maybe he's grown a new eye as well. Isn't it funny that Horatio Nelson has one eye? Fucking coinky dink there. So yeah, they bigged him up and they made all like paintings of him where this admiral is so brave that he took a walk on a deck during a battle, and knowing the snipers were going to be shooting at him because he was so stupid. And there's Britannia. Looks like she got arms like a sumo fucking wrestler. You know, the chick with the trident? Yeah, I'm not so sure that's a chick. Okay, I'm just checking that out there. Okay. So Mother Superior, okay, she's a bit of a bastard. No, they are. And I'm not just saying this because my previous partner was sort of brought up in care with like nuns. And it was like they were all bastards. Have you noticed all of these children are dressed identical? Yeah, they're not in a cult or anything. Well, they are actually. They're from like an orphanage, and the nun is taking them all out. They're all dressed completely alike, and they're stuck with Looney fucking Tune religious maniac. God help them all. This is a lovely little house. Yeah, it's crooked. The crooked house. It's in England land. I was wondering if you was like in that bedroom up there, if the wall would come down like that. Is the floor even level? But I'd like that crooked house would be wicked. Wicked. Nothing wrong with a crooked house. So apparently in New York, okay, they had basically they're like Google. You know, they're like childish bastards. They can't do steps. They got to go down a slide. Well, they had the same in some hotels. And this was one in New York. You stand the stairs, and adults, as in grown-ups, playing on a slide. Hope they get splinters in there behind. And him doing the Masonic thing there. We've got a number code there, 22. And an 11. I don't know. I think a lot of these are just set up. It's like this is a knife sharpener. So you got this built up big world, and you got to have a guy coming around with sharpen your knives because they're so shit they go in blood. But I have seen one of them knife sharpening blokes. But that was in a Victorian fete in a Cardiff park. He goes round. This is basically drum and bass on a bike. In the 1930s, what he does is he goes around with his gramophone playing music that he presumes everyone likes. So I don't even know. Maybe Edith Piaf, whatever. I don't know. So there, they got to give him money for a track, I guess. I don't know how many records he got, but yeah, basically drum and bass on a bike or on a pram, old school. Okay. So under the statue of Boudica in London, okay, there she is, old Boudicca. I'm going to fuck up every Roman for raping my daughters. They did rape you, didn't they? Oh, yes. We didn't give it up voluntarily. They definitely forced us, Mummy. You better not be lying. No, we're not. And then we'll go and burn all of Rome and fucking burn Colchester. Let's burn everybody and kill everybody as well because they raped my daughters. History of Boudica map and guide. That's what he's selling. I don't know what the telescope is for and what you could see. So there she is, Queen of the Icene. She died in AD 61 after leading her people against a Roman invader. Apparently the Romans were here 400 years. And then when they went away, we fell into 1,000 years of disrepair, carnage, anarchy even. It's called the Dark Ages, where we lost all technologies. Okay, we lost everything. The ability to build, think, pee or poo. All lost to us. Okay. That's a nice windows on wrought iron. Look at that. All of that on that building. Meow. A lovely cattage. So I'm not sure I believe this. Okay, I get that guys go up in the air to fix telephones, but really, is he really on some sort of bosun's chair on that wire and his tool bags on that to replace whatever that is, which I highly doubt is telephone? Yeah. A, what is the giant cable? B, do you really think that he's doing that up in the air? I don't think he's doing that. I think it's set up. I just really can't see it. It seems just too stupid. It's an infinite death. So this is something like Salt Lake City. So it's the Mormons. We've talked about it before, but this building is mind-blowing. It's the Church of Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints. I'm more intrigued with, apart from the fact that it's all in mud, and it's an absolutely fantastic palace, and looks nothing like it should be in America, is what is this dome next to it with the steam coming up? That's what I'm interested in. I can't imagine what it is. It's like the top of a dome, isn't it? It's like the top. It's like, what is that? So it's got heat in there. So what is it? Who knows? What's that there? Building. That building's ancient. So this is in a street or on a bike going through streets of fucking London. Do you think that's apt? What about, like, you've got kids? Yeah. And what's this whole agenda with, like, I basically, I'll show you, somebody's stuck on, advertising, support or protest. Somebody put them up about, like, taking all these trannies into, like, schools, and what the fuck is the agenda with, like, telling 3-year-olds about sex, like a fucking baby? Why would you tell that a baby anything like that? So who the fuck are they, these people in these schools, to just presume that they can do that with our children? The twisted fucks. So something needs to be sorted. People are fucking playing up about all of this agenda, guys. It's a transparent one. This is like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? You know. So I'm guessing like this is you know, infanticide, isn't it? Somebody sticking a baby down the toilet and having a little kiss. And I don't know what the narrative is, but it seems quite a sad story. Infanticide, quite common in the old world. So this is, I explained to you before, I'm not sure if American art or vandalism or graffiti is exactly the same, but something very precious to us here in Britain is the squirty dick. Yes, if you're going to vandalize, yeah, and you're in Britain, you're definitely going to do a dick and squirty dick. It's something British people do. Tell me you haven't vandalized a squirty dick in Britain. Of course you have. So here's J.T. Tallin Media's photograph of the flat plane seen forever and ever above the skyline of Chicago. I was in a movie with him last year, The Next Level, and there's going to be a new movie out. And there's also, I did a hangout this week. I don't know whether you've seen it. I've linked it on my community page with Hibbler Productions on his podcast, talking about he's going to be making a Tartarian film, and he's going to be getting that underway pretty soon because there's not really been anything like that. So that's what we're going to do. I'm sure I'm one of these people. This is the Bob Bank in Ninian Park, Cardiff City, when I was a kid. And I always used to stand by here. I'm sure I'm one of these. Found it on online. I thought, fuck me. What I used to be able to do is climb over here, drop onto the pitch, and do a pitch invasion. Brilliant pitch invasions. I had my photograph taken in South Wales Echo. No. On the Tea Time News. I came home and my mother said, I just seen you and Gonzo on the news. My mate Gonzales. It's like, what? So yeah, you was running across the pitch. You noticed on the replacement or whatever, this Eiffel Tower, they got like a globe in it. See that? Fucking chuck a fucking globe in everywhere, isn't it? So this is weird. I don't want to offend anyone. I'll show what's happening here. So not a self-owning site, just people living in the moment. I'm not sure I agree with that. So that's clinker wine. Wine with the essence of poo. Lovely. Lie to me, Pinocchio, lie to me. Bailout and failing banks won't cost taxpayers any money. Boing. Oh. I always knew that was true. Relax. I'm a woman. Okay. This is another problem, isn't it? They're doing this in schools in Britain. Mixed toilets. The boys are definitely not jiggy with having to get their willy out and going to pee in front of women. It's not like we don't want to do that. We just don't want to do that. God. People. Humanity. We don't want to do that. So this bit's a brilliant idea. It saves like having to be invisible, you know, because that's number one thing in invisibility, isn't it? Is the lady shower. So anyway, I'm impressed with the start of new Star Wars. Okay, let's have a look. Stop letting your dog shit here, you bastard. Oh, that's brilliant. I hate people who don't pick their dog shit up. It's so irresponsible, aren't they? I walked my friend's dog this week. Yeah, I love Rain, and I picked the shit up and didn't mind. It's not even my dog. I know. I don't think this is real. Look at you. So apparently they got cables that go over like from one point to another that they don't show you, with some sort of gearing system on runners. And apparently they're so strong they can carry a steam train. I'm not sure I believe that, but there it is. If you had some frame of reference, see where the wires were coming from, because I can't see any high ground here or there to put these. I don't think it could carry a steam train. That's just stupid. Seen this? Yes, Presbyterian Convent Church is number 33. 3 students, 3 adults killed. No shit. So here's Margaret Thatcher when she was learning to be a young woman in a flowery dress. She's in Ibiza laying down some hard tracks. She's doing a bit of orbital in the moment. She's scratching. So who knew? Margaret Thatcher, did you know? Margaret Thatcher had Christmas dinner every single year with Jimmy Savile with her 10 years of the abomination that they called ruling Britain. And isn't it funny? She got a hairdo like a nuclear bomb going off. The Iron Lady. Whatever. So, how we blocked people in the 1980s. Okay, we had these phones they called dial phones. You probably haven't seen these if you're a younger viewer. We had like anyone kept ringing you, which you get. You even had like somebody would phone you up and say and you go, ooh, back, and then they put the phone down. I never did that. She had some bad phone calls and she did it back, and fucking whoever it was shit themselves and run away, which was brilliant. So, bunko booths, a lot of them, I think, they look like bits of church, but I definitely think they're an advanced water drinking facility. As you can see, this is identical to the one in the local park near to me, Victoria Park. It's exactly the same bunko booth. Phoenix. Oh, Eagle Wings Open, Active Charge, the Lions. It says Martin on there, James Martin. He's a cook, isn't he? But it is an old water feature. So I think a lot of them were Antiquitect, Schrodinger type beautiful water. Okay. So let's have a look at some early Renaissance back-a-site dues or parties. Look at the antique world before it fell. And strange deities, there's statues everywhere looking at you. Endless food. Okay, so let's have a look. So, ladies, she's just having a little wash in the water because she hasn't got a bathroom. Interesting red brick up behind her. Okay. Sure, it's Satan, and he's summoning his legions. So, what does he mean by? What do they mean by that? Okay, Satan doesn't seem to have a willy, unless it's hidden and he's got it tied around. So let's have a look at Satan. Okay, Satan got some big eyes going on, a bit flary nostrils. Got a bit of long curly white blonde hair though, but he's got no fucking man bits, does he? Anyway, why does he need the swords if he's got superpowers? Anyway, just saying. So when he summons his legions, is he like summoning the demons to come and attack humanity in the form of psychic attacks? I think that's what's going on. Go and fuck their heads up. Yeah. Pokemon them. That's what's going on, because Pokemon is definitely the devil. So, oh, my liege, please don't die. I have to die. Everybody dies. Now, this is the death of Elizabeth I. Yeah, one of the most famous monarchs in British history. One of the Tudor dynasty, Henry VIII, Sprogage. Yeah. So when she's dying, she's actually an old man. The Virgin King, I definitely think is a dude, because that looks very Roman nose on Elizabeth. I wonder if she actually look like that. Oh, she's going to fucking croak. Good. Okay. Angels. Oh, angels playing a baby a song. And I imagine how lovely angels play music. So that'd be nice. Yeah, if you had angelic music accompanying you right through your reality, that would be lovely. So I want angelic minstrels. I do, guys. Ooh. Okay. So this is a lady, and she's seducing Merlin the magician. Now, Merlin is Welsh, and you know about him with King Arthur, and he's a mystic and a magician, etc. And he's not dead, because Merlin cannot die, so he's here now. His name's Mer, like water, and Lin. So I really do think that and their clothes really do seem wet. I feel that he is of the water. Now, they say in the narrative, you find out online, there's read some bits about it. The reason he had superpowers is because his mother was from Atlantis and an Atlantis survivor, and gave birth to him, and he had Atlantean powers. Okay, so that's Merlin the magician of King Arthur. And use the sirens covered in flowers, and they sing you onto the rocks, and then stuff goes down. Now, this is an interesting title to this Renaissance picture. It's called Dead Souls, escorting dead souls. Now, how can souls be dead? So I get that the people are dead, but it does say dead souls. I'm wondering how a soul can be dead. Like switched off. Accompanying dead souls. That picture is, which is really weird. I don't know what they mean by that. So I'm sure you know who she is. She appeared in the Garden of Eden. Apparently a lot of shit going down because of her. But, you know. What are we going to do, eh? The flesh is weak. Okay. So here's a weird picture. What it looks like to me is a guy like sort of wanking a parrot. I might be wrong, but it looks like Groot. Groot's got a girlfriend and a parrot. Yeah, I know. See, weird, isn't it? So, alien or angel, I should say. Angel. Fucking with you in your sleep. It looks like this guy's getting like an angel who seems to have a little bit of a willy on it, which is unfortunate. Is this a lady? Yeah, she's got pair jugs. That's massive legs though. So, defiled in the night by angels. Look at they got deities on top of the poles. Weird deities. And 4-poster bed because electromagnetic protection, which is the thing. Okay. So, this is Destiny. Destiny. Okay, not Destiny's Child. Destiny. I thought Destiny was a fella, but apparently this is Destiny. It looks more like a girl, but I don't think they got like male, female, and all that angel business. I think it's just angels. So, okay, so that's Destiny, and there's a bit of dragonage going on there. And everyone's like, please give us a fucking break. Oh no, it's your destiny. And you've always got hope. So great. Not that that's not bad, it's good. So there's somebody else battering dragons. Okay, seems to be a thing to do is go hardly dressed because you can't got no clothes on after Armageddon because nobody's made any yet. So you have to kill an animal and wear its skin. So you can see it's following resetting. There's skeletons everywhere. So obviously the dragon's been chowing down, shall we say. Got a very modern helmet there, hasn't he? And he's a bit anemic, but he's been drained of blood. And this dragon's chewing his head off. Lovely. Lovely. Got his head chewed off by a dragon, didn't he? Fucking hell, really. Oh, yeah. So here is reset. So amazing amount of shells. We mixed in with human bones because everyone's got killed. Then weird dragons again. And you've got some Titan on a Pegasus horse, flying horse, taking on the dragon. And you, the usual lady, jugs out as you go. Massive belly button. What's going on with the belly button? And the whole world's in the background. So yeah, it's bleak, innit? It's all about reset. So this is Rembrandt's picture of an autopsy. So I'm wondering, I'm hoping he is dead. But it's like, open his head. In Dutch, let's open his head and have a look. Let's have a look at this Brian. Let's see what Brian think of him. It doesn't bleed, Brian. It's got no blood vessels in Brian. Just fucking jelly, isn't it? It's like poo. This is interesting. This is Adolf Hitler, or Adolfi to his friends. Adolf Hitler's favorite painting. And it's Resetti. It's a civilization in some sort of what looks like a tree trunk or something like that. So why would that be Hitler's favorite picture? So the artistic taste of somebody who's supposed to be the most evilest man in history and a mass murderer. Plus he loved animals and he was a vegan. Just doesn't really fit. And he was an artist, so he was gentle, knew about motion. Oh, they did a really good job on poisoning that one, didn't they? So this is interesting, considering it's a Victorian painting. It's Russian. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. It's an alien grey, right? So I don't think they had like any, alien greys in Russian late 1800s paintings. So it's got like the pox, hasn't it? But that looks proper alien greyage. She's like, oh my God, I gave birth to an alien. Okay. This is a street in Cardiff. Castle Street opposite Cardiff Castle, long since gone, a lot of these buildings, but there was, years ago, and I can't remember it before my life, the Globe Tavern. If that had been around when I was a child, I'd have had a few things to say in there about that. So looks to be a lot better than there is in this day and age. And there it is, the classical world, mud flooded, in a lot of cases, or in some regard, plasma reset as well. And everything is in the water. And it's stayed like that for the longest time, guys, before they actually got their shit together. It really did. Oh, look. He's having a little feel of a bum there, look. It's a bit cheeky, isn't it? Oh, I gave him a flower. I touched my bum. Oh, hang on a minute. It's a Cheddar there. What's it doing? Oh, it's asleep. I was taking a fanny with a feather. What did you say? Isn't it nice weather? Oh, yeah. Which came first? The mud or the building? Okay, so they built a cofferdam, stopped the mud falling in the building when they built it. No, that doesn't make no sense. Did the mud come in later? Probably, yeah, because that makes more sense. So it's like 2-story height, maybe 3-story height mud there. Still there. Otega. I think there's Otega, New York State, isn't it? My memory serves me right. How come paleface always take more than he can eat? No shit. That's what they do. They can take more than they can eat. But in that case, they just don't like more than one fluff. She's nothing wrong with that. Scarab beetle. Electromagnetic properties. I don't think it's real, is it? Yeah, I think it is. They're that shiny, guys. They look like they're metal. Isn't that amazing? You get them anodized color as well. It's just like they're robots, man. It even looks like a robot. Trippy. So check out this. This is in, I think this is in Australia. It is. And it's on the roof of an hotel. And they've chose to put an azimuth like a distant flat earth mappage with this really interesting plaque boy here. Obviously no Antarctica, but they got a ring all the way around it. So yeah, they're obviously flat earthers, aren't they? So when you can't help her anymore, but you still love her. That's how fucked reality can be, guys. You could be a mouse stuck on a fucking mouse trap and another mouse fucking jamming it up from behind. That would not be very good, would it? But it's what she would have wanted, apparently. I know. Life is cruel. It is so cruel. So apparently this is fake and they just superimposed the Pope's head on it. But I think it's a good look. Pimp my Pope up. Yeah? Pimp my Pope up. Pimp my Pope up. Yeah. You have loads of space. You keep, like, you know, the hair of all of the children that they've murdered in his coat. That's probably what it's padded with. Okay. His cross is the wrong way round. Yeah. But I think that's a look. I think that's a look all peoples should take a look at. And they turn into the Michelin Man. Also, a great similarity to a maggot. A bit like his penis. So, I'd like to say bad things about Pope, but I'm not. I love them. So, free to a good home, border collie, not house trained. Shit with children. Quite frankly, a vicious little bastard. Let's have a look at this border collie. Oh, okay. And possibly got bovine TB. I don't know. I don't think there's anything in this because there's a lady with oranges, okay? Because that one's painted blue. So it's not strictly 33. It's more like 32 and a third. Something like that. Okay. It's a nice apple, isn't it? Nice shiny apple. Ooh, some more contemporary art. Let's have a look what's going down here. I can juggle a bit. I can do a few oranges. But I don't, because it's like fucking Illuminati, innit? Illuminati confirmed you start fucking around with oranges, guys. You know this shit goes down. So more naked women. I don't know why I'm showing you. I think they're really like aesthetically pleasing, considering. Oh, look at this, right? The guy he won a golf awards, right? But the club broke off. Looks like the golf player down the wing. This is beautiful. Perfect symmetry when an eagle fishes. She flies like a bird in the sky. She flies like a bird, and I wish that she was mine. So Ian Brown's playing in Cardiff Tram Shed on the 23rd of May. Yeah, and look what he got. He got St. Michael killing the dragon, and Archangel Michael. So I think Ian Brown definitely knows this shit goes down. If you don't know who he is, he's the lead singer formerly of Stone Roses. I want to go and see him if I can. So this is a lot of fucking bullshit. So we got a guy in Britain who's famous. If you don't know him, guys, he's Lily Savage in America, right? So he's just an obnoxious scout who's like got famous for fucking being a woman. And to be quite frank, I thought it was really bad taste, all of it. So he's just fucking popped his clogs. Coincidentally, right? Yeah, with all of this like rollout LGBT shit going down, yeah. So it's coincidentally he dies like a couple of days ago when he's about to do Schools Out tour. So he's going to do a tour, this Chinese guy, through all of Britain, and I know he's dead. And it's just drawn everyone's attention to like this agenda again. And with all of those things that happened in America last week and the week before, again, drawing all the attention to it again, like the crazed fucking trans and shit. It's just nuts. Do not wear clothes of wool and linen woven together. So let's remember that, guys. Let's remember that clothes could actually prolong your life and give you good health. This is interesting. Found this old map, guys. This is the coast of California. Now, we've seen many maps, California as an island, but have we seen it when it's just connecting back up to mainland America because the waters receded after Noah's flood? What we find here is in a lake in Chicago. I shit you not. And you can see it today, or the bed of it, on Google Earth. It is, this is an 1830s map, so quite recently as well, which is interesting, of California's Central Valley. Now, the river, or the lake, excuse me, is 300 miles long. 300 miles long. So first time I've seen that, and first time I blew my little head off. So yeah, so I definitely think California was an island, and I think there's evidence. This is evidence of Noah's flood and the waters receding. There was also a great, huge lake covering most of Oregon on a lot of the old maps. So 1830 on that. Okay. Or J830, if you can see that up there, can you? J830, the year. They didn't even use an I, they used a J. Isn't that fucking interesting? Wow. Wow, again. So this is in my city in Cardiff. Now, this was my central library. It's still there today. It's an amazing Tartarian building. Absolutely fantastic mud flood. So I used to go here on a Saturday to just experience the library. They used to have these beautiful, like, warm brass lamps to read by. I used to love them, the smell on them. And that leather-coated, green leather-coated tables to put your books on. And they were sloping desks. This place was fantastic. So it was a real pleasure to go in. And they let you look through the filing system yourself to find your book. They would never let you do that in the modern day. So that was fantastic. So that was there until I was like in my 20s. And then they closed it down. Now it's shit all. Now they got like stupid coffee bars and stuff. And they built a new library where there's no good books, no feeling. And it's, downstairs from the council and stuff. It's like they put it all into these things called hubs. It's just a crime. It's an absolute crime. It really is. That was such a joy when I was a kid to go in the library. So this is Cardiff Bay. before the barrage was built. And I've shown some videos myself and my son sailing on my son's yacht, and it gets pretty choppy. And we had a bit of a nearly run aground last summer and had an engine failure and got caught up in a bit of bad weather like that. Right there, actually. And we was like rolling quite a bit with no power. So it was really dangerous. But I fixed it. I did a mid-storm fixage of engine. So yeah, it's changed. This was one of the biggest coal export port in the world. You see this thing here called Penarth, this hill. And this church here is called High West because it's the highest point on sea charts until you get the highest point. The next point west is in America, that is higher than that. On sea charts, it's called High West. And the famous Pierhead building in Cardiff, built in apparently, it's a red bricker and full of antiquity tech, and it was apparently built in 1812, which we think is a reset date, don't we? So that's in Cardiff Bay. It's a really interesting place. If you haven't visited Cardiff, it's wow. The maritime history is fantastic. Yeah, so much has happened. So, veteran piano maker. Okay, see this bench he's got? He makes pianos. It's fantastic. Imagine having a toolkit. It's in a chest, so it's called a tool chest, and you got all of that in it. And I'm not even good with woods, I'll admit that, but I'd have a go with all that. All you got now is snap-on and crap. Got nothing good like this. Look at all the tools in it, guys. Hundreds of tools in there to do stuff with. And it looks pretty cool as well. I bet it smells beautiful. Got all little drawers for stuff. Oh, I don't know. You put on little clamps, all different vices. Huh. Spirit levels. Well, I think. Don't know what that is. But yeah, fantastic. Lovely Victorian toolboxage to do everything with. And look what you got down there in the corner. Because they got all the best stuff by the look of it. The Masonic compass set at 23 degrees, just like the tilt of their Earth, coincidentally, again. So, things on the landscape that actually look like eyes, like a dragon's eye. So, this is just a depression which looks identical to an eye. Could they be eyes? Also, a frozen lake. When that happens, and it freezes, when it's broken and it freezes back open, it exhibits what looks like an eye. But that doesn't surprise me. Everything is replicated in this place. Okay, and this is in a snowy place, turned like that sort of blue. That looks more like something else than an eye, maybe not. An eye, a cenote. You get them all over Mexico. And they're deep lakes, in this porous material. Okay, the official reason they say is a KT impact. What the fuck ever. Kills all the dinosaurs, So here's Attila the Hun. You know about Attila the Hun? He's a bit of a conehead, isn't he? Why? Right, so he's a Phoenician because he's got the Phoenician stuff on his armor. Can you see? Okay, you get that. So Attila the Hun has got pointy ears. He's like a Vulcan. And he's got a bit of a conehead. He's got pointy ears. He's from Vulcan. Yeah. So that's Attila. He's a bit of a bugger, wasn't he? Not to be mistaken with Hannibal. Attila. So double-decker trains. Okay, they had double-decker trains. They look like houses. And it looks like children actually living in them. As you can see, there's children sticking their heads out. So they're like, I'm guessing some sort of orphan trains, but with living compartments. And this is a better version. So houses, trains, just like Snowpiercer here in Russia, carry people. Don't see any. Double-decker trains. Beautiful. And these are postcards from a bygone era. You've probably seen them circulating, but they really do scream orphan trains because it's very Beatles-esque, this I find, but it's from the Edwardian era. Okay, and I think that is German. I think the German postcards. But again, children onto trains, screams, orphan trains. Again, so I don't even feel comfortable with that. That's a nasty ass picture, isn't it? What's with the evil girl in the hot steam? That's weird in itself. But again, just screams, orphan trains. There's even a child in the steam. Were they powering trains with mummies? We know that. Were they powering them with something else? Look how sinister and weird that is, guys. It's just everything right in your face. Fucking. So the bells, we talk about them so much. We now sort of decoded the technology. There's more to go with them. You know, why does a key have a ring? Sometimes a ball. Why does a key have a ring? Sometimes a ball. Anybody know? Well, I know what you're thinking, to hook it onto other keys and that, but there's more going on. So what's this? Great Peter of York. And it's from Loughborough. And it's going into York Minster. So they're getting that up into York Minster. So, which place I went to last year. I wasn't overly impressed with York Minster. I think Lincoln Cathedral is loads better. So for whom the bells toll, it ain't no big thing to wait for the bell to ring. It ain't no big thing, the tone of the bell. Now, the thing is with that song, either Grace Jones or Roxy Music, doesn't matter who's singing it. But what it is supposed to be about is when you fall in love, apparently you hear a bell tone from like another dimension. So, you know, it's like their eyes met and then dun, somewhere off in the distance. You both hear it, and that is real love. That's the cherub just shot that motherfucking arrow into you, and you're like, oh, I'm fucked now. Oh, game over. A pussy whip. Look at that. They took all the bells down because of the materials they were made of, and it replaced. They say they just melted it down for the war effort, but that's no evidence for that. Okay, so this is interesting. Okay, dead people hanging on electrical cables and an electrical light bulb with a skeleton in it. In this seemingly killed a horse and everything else. Edwardian picture. So the dangers of electricity and all of them wires. So spaghetti sky wires again, and they're live. Could be just a warning picture. Okay, these are good, but not for men. Although I'd probably spoil one okay, but I think it'll be okay. Shirts with an open front. Okay, I think this is good, but not for men. Maybe for women. Maybe if women have it there. Okay, so I'd be tempted to light. You know, do you want a light? Just light that up. It's like, oh fuck, my chest is on fire, mate. It's fucking open. It's too tempting. I just want to set you a light, yeah. So this is the Paris Opera House in the snow. Ice, mud, and snow. Outside the Paris Opera House. Quite atmospheric. And this is the Communards, 1871, when Paris was at war with apparently the Prussians. They put up boundaries. And the city was at siege. And loads of it got destroyed. I think there was a war, and I think it's a psyop. These are really cool. Why haven't we got these today? So the dust guards, okay, but you see sometimes on stairs also, guys, don't you, like metal things? Can you remember them? And they used to hold the carpet in place. This could be a technology. There's metal going up the stairs, guys. I'm just saying, to transfer charges. And you know, they're really handy because dust does collect in the middle there, doesn't it? So that's why. So you don't get no dust, but I think it's a tech. Interesting thought, anyway. So this guy from the 1800s looks super, super duper out of place with them glasses on. And this is not AI, apparently. This is apparently a good dude who looks super futuristic and interesting. And he's from the 1800s. So what is them shades? Wonder if they're them ones you can see other dimensions with. Oh, cute alert. So that beautiful, beautiful German shepherd used to deliver the milk on a little cart. So you must be strong because they're quite heavy, them milk churns. Don't know if you've ever felt heavy. A full one is, I have. Nice. So this is a photograph taken in 1946, April, I think, maybe 6 months after the bomb had been dropped on Hiroshima. And they're looking and purveying the city that's apparently been vaporized by a nuclear bomb. Unfortunately, that building, they're on the roof of the hospital there, has not been vaporized by the bomb or anything. It's got to be mangled, but still seems to be stuff there, doesn't it? It's not like what you think. And it's supposed to be highly radioactive. So the Beatles, I wonder if this was the first time they actually ever played together, you know, except that the first Beatles were not the second Beatles. I don't think any of them are the same personalities. I think they replaced them all. I think the early mop tops, you know, Epstein's boys, I think they were completely different from the psychedelic drug-taking hippie ones from later. Paul was definitely replaced, as we know, when he died or killed. Paul, I think, replaced Ringo. Nobody even bothered. Have you seen on this rooftop? He's got a plastic orange mac on. It must be fucking freezing. This is in winter. George, I think he already admitted there was about 8 of them. And they show you in the movie Yellow Submarine, apart from the shape of the earth, the blue meanies, all of that going down is all in that movie. Hey Bulldog, the whole thing. But they show you there's 2 sets of Beatles. They show you there's in another, and they're like, you know, waving to the other Beatles. So they literally tell you, and there's a lot of codes in with the Beatles, as you know, with Paul's death and one shoe off at the Abbey Road crossing, and interesting Tartaria egg. Look at this statues over there. So that was supposed to be on the rooftop of Apple Records when they did the famous "Don't Let Me Down, Don't Let Me Down," which was pretty damn good. So these Victorian Ashanti women from what is now modern day Ghanaian, but they are Ashanti, and a proud nation and powerful empire, the Ashanti at one period in time, West Africa. How times change. So these kids, okay, they're going to apparently work, it says in the caption, but they're covering their heads up because I don't know why. Why are they all going in like that? It seems weird. And these 2 boys look like they're making her knock the door. They're holding hands. They seem happy enough. I don't think there's anything nefarious going down. But who knows? So this is a washing machine in Russia, in the steppe. As you can see, there's a little motor going on, probably steam powered, and it is running a washing machine and mangle. So watch your boobs in that mangle. I had an anti-polycot titties in the mangle. This is hazards of drugs, guys. Okay, this is what happens when you've taken too much amphetamines or possibly LSD. Okay. The mini automatic for simple driving. I think this is a dig at women, like, you know, women drivers, when I think women drivers are quite good at driving. I really do. She's amazing, isn't she? Oh, Joe, I thought he was on about my advert. Right, let's have a look. She's another model selling jumpers, but I can't see any jumpers and I can't see any clothes because my mind is distracted. So that worked. I bet that's beautiful wool. I love cashmere wool, nice soft wool, isn't it? Okay. I used to have a nice Allen jumper, but I can't wear fucking anything around my neck. I can't be out dealing with polar necks. Ugh. So that is Piccadilly Circus, looking very colourful back in the day. A load of cacophony of sound and noise. Brill cream days. Swollen ring. Swallow ring, clothes not swollen. Oh, Jacob's cream crackers, the London Pavilion. Continuous performances all day long. Frank's hairdressing salon, so nice hairdo, 1950 styly, which would basically be Bill Cream. Everyone got the same, haven't they? So it's nice to know they cleaned up after the war. They've just cleaned the streets here. And there's bombed out German city, and they got all the stuff stacked up, ready to build it all again later. So it's a nation of reset and war. Anyway, nice job of cleaning that up, though. Lovely sweeping. Didn't they? Okay, we're moving on. So I got nearly 700 people watching on a Saturday Flatterday night, which is fantastic. I've been around for a few days, but I've made little posts and community posts. I'm still in the mix. It's just I've been busy and I've had time for content, but I will be doing more this week, okay? And I know that you are all biting at the chomp for the next heat of Flat Earthers Got Talent, and you have sent me so many musical tracks that I have to really, really get my shit together to be able to dig them all up because there's so many, and I've saved them all, but I just got and get that on. So I'm going to try and do that this week. So, chopping the big trees down with even bigger wheels. So this is stupid, isn't it? Crossing Niagara Falls. What if you fall? You're just dead. It's like that spanner that walked from one tower to the other in New York. I thought that was stupid. I never get high while walking, which is stupid. I mean, fire like a cannon, isn't it? So you know it by this, his master's voice. So I get that they're saying like the dog recognizes his master's voice on the gramophone record, but what if it means something else a little bit more nefarious? Like his master's voice. You know who they think the master is? Isn't all the music? Phone, phonograph, phonies. It's a Phoenician thing. Sound and vibration is there. Talking is theirs. Fat, condensation, another fun experiment. Time to get naked and go outside in the cold. So try that, ladies, if it's cold, or gentlemen. Have a fat and see if you create any steam. It's a bit like doing fat bubbles in the bath. You can light them. You can light them up and they make little nuclear mushroom clouds. Have you done that? No, that's probably just me. Don't worry, I haven't done that. I know some of you have. Okay, I'm coming back. Brace yourselves. If you haven't seen me earlier, yes, I am a lot lighter on my head. So, yeah, anyway. Samson and Delilah. Now, I've always been under the impression that long hair helps your psychic abilities and that cutting your hair off and stuff. But I get into the mind of now that grass needs cutting and trees need cutting back sometimes in order to grow back stronger. And that's what I feel on my hair. I feel that it's been cut back in order to come back stronger, which it will. Which makes perfect sense. And I feel I feel so psychic. It's hard to even believe. Okay, I even know what you're thinking. Man, you've had your hair cut. See how psychic I am. Nearly 700 of you. Please, could you share this out? All you got to do is share it, like move a little bit. Share on Twitter, Facebook, or whatever format. I get a diverse crowd over because there's a lot of disenfranchised, pissed off, bored people, scared shitless and other stuff out there that they could come here, be cured, and have a long life, especially with these new clothes we just decoding. Makes perfect sense to me, guys. Anyway, let's give you a few shouts. Hi, Miles. What's happening? You look a lot younger. I do. I feel I look like a fucking 12-year-old. It's embarrassing. So I'm like at my age, I'm like a kid. It's brilliant. What am I kidding? Okay. I'm still in my halcyon days. Big truth. You look handsome as ever, Martin. Oh, God, thank fuck for that. I was like, this is going to go really, really bad. Everyone's just going to laugh. Martin looks good. Oh, good. Because you don't know, you know. People say one thing, they mean another, don't they? Del Shannon, run away. Yeah, run away. Run away. Spiritual Badass. I thoroughly enjoyed the video and your time today. Oh, thank you. I do hope you enjoyed that. There's a lot of questions to be asked from New York. There's a dozen films that I've seen, half a dozen films, or clips, which say that there's the secrets in New York are really, ancient. New York's ancient. It says it in some of the Gotham series, and I've seen in, the film Naked Lunch, the Burroughs thing. They say in there, Naked Lunch as well. He says, like, there's a scene where Slater, James, what's his name? The actor in it, anyway, states that the New York is a lot older than they say, which I believe, and I think is possibly a prison. Hi, Valdas. Good to see you, mate. Julie. Julie. That'd be good. So I got a little bit of movie to show you here. So please share this off for the last bit of this post, and then I'll be coming back. And I know I always say I'll be back in a day or two, and then I fucking disappear, but I will be back in a day or two. Okay, everything has just been out of my control and meant to be for a reason. And then plus I've been getting a makeover. Yeah, I'm all like I'm different. This is the new me. Yeah, or fresh. Say that. Fresh. Like that. You the man. When are you going to finish it? Okay, so this will be finished very shortly, this video, but the next heat of Flat Earthers Got Talent is going to have to be like later this week, because I got so much other stuff. I got a couple of interviews. I put 2 off this week because I just couldn't find the time. But I got a guy who's like the Eric Dubé of Israel, so I'm going to go and have a hangout with him. Big time flat earther, and they love our stuff. I got another interview as well with a guy from years ago. Don't remember Jamie Brown. Jamie. So he's there. So I'll give him a hangout. I actually met him once. And another interview as well with somebody this week. So I got a lot of interviews anyway to post as well. And I did a hangout with Bex as well, and so there's other stuff happening, very exciting, but I don't want to tell you just yet, guys, because you know I don't want to be counting my chickens before they hatch, sort of thing, if that makes any sense. And tempt fate, so closer to the time when it's something's there's a specific hangout going to be coming, and I'll give you a date, and it'll all be very exciting. Trust. Love you, Sonia Testament. Good to see you, babe. And my pieman. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you feel good. Fanny fat. Cherish. That's really naughty, but that would work as well, and probably get a steam cloud. Deflating. So we've really decoded the shit out of this round this week, haven't we? Or every week. Every time I go live, I know that we've just done it again and again. It keeps happening. It's just absolutely brilliant. So fresh. You got to say fresh, Anna. Fresh. Yeah. So Dr. Droll, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for popping by. Snurgle. So yeah, donate to me. You can find in the description box. I'll pin to this. Buy me a cup of coffee and help me out, because I'm a professional YouTuber, don't you know? Apparently. Marcel, I am trying. But life happens, doesn't it? Life happens. So vibes. Dave's Waffle House. You coming over, Dave, to help me with my next round? I got shit tons of music. It's hard to even imagine. I got about 30 songs. I don't know if I'm going to do it all. It's going to be like, but I've said I'll do it, and I will. I'll make it magical, because it's what I do. Okay? Manifest positivity, manifest love, manifest the right vibration, show other people the right vibration. So I've had a bit of bad things happen this week. I had one thing which is not bad, but it might be good. So friends of mine visited, so we went on to the local pub, okay, for 1, maybe 2 pints of their local ale and a game of pool. With my lovely dog, Rain, who's an Alsatian. Okay, so she's playing with the Skittle Alley ball. Okay, if you know what Skittles is, it's like bowls, 10-pin bowling. And she's playing with it, having a lovely time, and everybody's happy, and it's fantastic. So a couple of days later, I go back down there, and the landlord's waiting by the door, and he's like, you, shoot, fuck off. So what do you mean, fuck off? So you ain't coming in. So what do you mean I ain't coming in? So you're banned. What? So there's Max all over my Skittle ball. I said, mate, that was the fucking dog. That ain't even my dog. How the fuck am I banned? He said, you're banned because you stole the Skittle ball. I said, mate, it's under the chair in the fucking lounge. Can I go and get it for you? No, you can't come in here because you're banned. Okay. So I left her at that, and I went away and worked out my new strategy, because I'm dealing with a fucking retard here, right? Okay. So go back to the pub maybe an hour later to try and like basically just walk through the door, show him the ball. It's like, I've never fucking stolen in my life, and I'm 55. I'm not going to start now with a fucking Skittle ball. Yeah, this is defamation of character. This guy's just chucking out there. He's breaking all these fucking laws, and he doesn't even know he's a fucking retard. Okay. So I go in, I find the ball, like literally straight away. I take a photograph of it, and there's 3 guys sat there, and I say, guys, I just found this ball. Use my witness. You're my witnesses. Yeah, no problem. Go back in. I say to the lad, the girl, can you go and get him from upstairs? This tosser, Glyn. So he comes down. It's like, Glyn, the ball's there, mate. Obviously, don't be accusing me like that. You look, here's the evidence. Like the ball's there. Oh no, he said, no. It's like I'm not bothered about the ball. It's smoking weed. What the fuck? This is the biggest den of thieves that is known ever in the history of fucking den of thieves. They're all doing sinister shit in here. So he's just like, so I said, it's just personal then, is it? It's like, yeah, don't want you in here. So that fucked my head up for a bit because I was trying to like work out then when I came back, like what exactly that had done. You know, why he was just making excuses for me not to be in here. Could be flat earth related because I tried flat smacking him. Could be that. His wife's a little bit flirty. Maybe it's because of that. She's like the other landlord lady, so it could be that. But there's but yeah, I didn't like the feel. I felt really like sort of like segregated against. I felt like, you know, that feels really wrong. You know, and he's such a retard. He didn't even realize that you're not allowed to talk to people like that, or just randomly chuck it out there and accuse people of shit like that. So, but it's the universe telling me to stay the fuck away from that scummy place anyway. Okay, it's called the Highfields Inn. If you want to make any feedback up there about like tossers, basically tossers. So we move on. I don't want to go there again anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's just in my community. There's like 38,000 houses, and it's the only pub, and there's not much to do in this area. Not actually safe. We walked back from the pub then, and we witnessed 2 cars full of gangsters pulling up and battering shit out of another guy in the front garden. My friend was just absolutely astounded, gobsmacked, couldn't even believe what she was seeing. It's like, please do not butt in. They literally just punched shit out of this druggie, like bam, 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 punch, 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 punch. And then it was just saying, give me my fucking money. Punch, 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 punch. It blew my friend's head off to see how bad it was. You got a crazy fucking pump picking on. God is my witness, guys, right? I'm the only fucking good soul like in there. I'm the only one that brings love and a positive vibration. As soon as I turn up, like I'm the hot life and soul of party. That's how insane this fucking place is. You know, it's like, you're too happy, you can fuck off. Yeah, good. I do want to fuck off from them. And they're scummy shit anyway. They went double nuts 2 years ago when all that thing happened. Yeah, they tried doing it on my ass. Yeah, right. What the fuck ever. So anyway, so that's a story. There's been a few more stories this week. Things I always sort of happen. Yeah. So you live in a town like that, brah? Yeah, you think so. Well, I got friends that lives in other cities, and when they come here, they like all of them are absolutely blown away by how fucking shit it is in this area. It is like a whole different level of fuckness. So, haven't been to a bar for years. I don't like I don't drink. I don't even like the buzz really. It's just like, you know, only when I have a visit from a friend, and it's an excuse to go and have a game of pool because I'm like a proper good pool player. And any excuse for a good game of pool. And I can't drink more than a pint or two. I'll be fucking hammered. Yeah, I can't. It's not my thing. So, Moonflower, good to see you, lovely. Shake. So yeah, I hope everyone's having a fab time. Like I said, don't let your vibration drop. Don't even act pissed off. Don't even do it. Just come to Flat Earth British. Honest to God, we keep your vibration high as fuck all of the time. Yeah, we went through all of that weirdness 2 years ago. We didn't even have a bad fucking day. It was all fab. It's best lockdown ever. Fucking crushed it. So thanks, Morgan Tristram. Best luck to you. That was really nice. Misty World, good to see you. Pubs are sad. And yeah, they're shit. They're full of old men. And old men, you only go in pub, they're usually thinking about sex anyway. They just sat there watching fucking shitty sport, thinking bad thoughts, and just like getting drunk. It's just like, yeah, what the fuck ever. What a waste of existence. Fucking out yourself. So, Matt Pyman, good to see you. Alistair Scott Poole, good to see you. Alison. Nasty Numpties. Yeah, I did I kept my temper. The thing is like I said to my friend, I haven't like lost my temper properly in God's gate, so in like maybe 20 years. I mean, I've just kept calm, even when it's been on top. It's been like the worst thing shit going on. I've just had this like faith that everything would be all right. My mother always said, Matt, there's always something around the corner, and she's so right, guys. You know, it's only us that block all the good stuff, you know, the abundance, all of that. It's just that they're doing it, you know. We self-sabotage ourselves for some reason. It's just part of this awakening process. I think it's like the ultimate test, isn't it, for spiritual purity. It's really toughy, isn't it? Especially when you're locked in this paradigm. Silence is golden as well. I agree with that, Joe. There's a lot to be said for quiet moments. I do enjoy a long, quiet sesh with like no music or nothing for hours on end. That I like sometimes. So, what's that, son of Overbrook? Fight him. No, I don't want to fight him, mate, because if you hit a landlord, you're going to go down for years. They know that anyway. Yeah, he's a total twat. Of course I could fuck him up, but it's just not going to. I don't even want to hurt anybody. I got anything. The guy's a twat. His camera will come and get him later. Yeah, something will happen. Always does in Martin world. Special kind of magic here, guys. It's flat fun magic. Wiggly flat fun magic. Okay. Thanks, Big Kush. 420. I know, Nancy. It's only the second pub I've been kicked out of this year. It's not like I make a habit of it. For fuck all. Again. Sig. I did try and fit in once, guys, for like 10 minutes, and I realized that I'm never going to be one of you. I'm not like you. You don't even fucking like me. So fuck you, is what I thought. I was right too. I fucking nailed it right there with that one Martin brain statement. Newfoundland ring. So camel opal. I almost read that as camel toe then, but it's not camel opal. See how the brain changes words around? Claire, Alva Billy, Lou Acker. Your hair looks like Frodo Baggins. I am in Wales. This is Hobbit land. We have little Hobbit houses in Wales. So big two. And Debs. Hi, babe. So Martin, you look younger. Oh, everyone's seen a lot younger. Fucking hell, excellent. I've just managed to grab another 20 years back on my life. Fucking ka-ching. So that's smashing it. Hi, Laurie. It's Curious Squirrel. God, I love you all. Oh, you're so lovely. Quiet. That'll be my second cry of today. I'm not good with goodbyes. I don't like that sort of shit. That shit is fucking evil. I have to say goodbye. Oh, I don't like it. Colin. But change is good. People shouldn't be afraid of change. I know the old Martin, the long hair, he still exists. He's on the other videos. You just have to watch them. Okay, this is the new Martin. I've got a lot of shit I've got to get on with. And this will help. Okay, this will help. So, gorilla, I don't know what that means. So there you are. Hippie Shake, who's always kind. She does all lovely stuff for all the people in the community. She's linking up my Why Not Buy Martin a Cup of Coffee thing. Because he's grateful for small mercies, doesn't ask for much. So is the nature of Marticus Farticus the Third, Esquire, RSPC. RSPCB, yeah, that's right. I like your new hair. Thank you, Elf. Good. Thank you, Missy. Lovely. Thoroughly enjoyed the show. Okay, so I definitely think there's something in that with the. I think I think the whole of Manhattan is man-made. I think all of that underground is Piranesi's prisons. I think that whole thing could have been a prison. I really do. Surrounded by a Starfort. Think about it. Tunnels underneath ancient. All connected up to the cities. I only read today, I couldn't fucking forgot it. A link that a tunnel system from Scotland to Turkey. Lee told me about earlier. I forgot all about that. So I have mentioned this in the past, so it's not like I haven't covered it. So, we got a recreational cannabis is yeah, I'm in a country which hasn't caught up yet. Like, they do sell CBD products and stuff, but they're still in like Stupidsville, and cannabis would save Great Britain. The tax that they were doing on that, everything, be fucking sorted. They, sort out all the drug addicts by, treating them properly, decriminalize it if they have to, but just do what they do in Holland, get it all down, No, it's just out of control. It's painful to watch people in that way. I don't like it. Cardiff Cannabis Match on the 13th of May. You went to the last 420. Brian, 13th of May, 2 weeks. Can you give me a reminder? Email me or something just prior, because I wouldn't mind going to the last 420. The last one that happened, drum and bass, and Don Whitting, I think it was the same day. So I would love to see drum and bass. He's in Bristol in a couple of weeks, but I've got a bike. But you could trot along, something quite fair. Shake those locks, Nancy. I like Bob Marley, you know. Not quite. So, how would you say that? Yishki Yvonne. Okay, love to you. Yishki. I hope I said that right. I probably abominated your name. I really do apologise. It's like a broccoli, some broccoli, and I'm Frodo Baggins so far. Ricky, am I? I know what happened to my hair. Get over it. Oh, there's Brian. Bob. Hi, Bob. All shown up. You see with stickers. Oh yeah, stickers. I remember them. Oh, thank you. From Wuju. When I had long hair, my boss thought I did drugs, and I think that's BS because now that I have short hair, I still do drugs. Yeah, they do think that, mate. This is why I get so much shit in customs and airports and ports and stuff. Is because they think like I'm definitely going to be, having something on me, which is not definitely necessarily the case. So Mars. Square butt hair in a boxer underwear. I don't know what the context of that is, but sounds like a bit through. Eve, Brick, Morgan, thanks for that earlier. And Bonnie and Carmel, I said that. Morris, much love to you. Fresh and exciting, Dave. Are you going to get your haircut, Dave? We're going to be the haircut gang. Go on. Let's be the haircut gang. All of the truths just go, or haircut. No. Lisa Ann. So the new me, Louise, good to see you. So I'm going to be driving off soon because I'm actually seeing like the white of the screen is actually searing into my Brian, because I've been looking at computer screens for quite some time. I really will make efforts to come back in a couple of days. I've got videos that I could actually upload onto other channels as well. But like I said, what's that? Martin's 80s Depeche Mode look. Ha ha ha. Back in the early 80s, I had no hair at all, and I went out in style. I mean, my last skinhead phase, I had a bald head. Yeah, I literally had two Americans pulled me and my mate Billy in Central Square in Cardiff and said, "Oh my God, two Tiger Bay skinheads." And the guy, he was like a big American guy. He went like that on my head, but they were all right because Americans were like, "Yeah, that's wicked." Me and my mate Billy were like that, spudding one another. It was like, that was good, wasn't it? So, Martin, you look, well, okay. I'm feeling good about that now. So, thanks for all that. Don't worry too much about it. I hate my long hair too much, yeah. And if you tie it back, it fucking pulls and it gives you a headache. So, there's all sorts of problems. And I notice when you're laying down, if you've got long hair and you turn your head, you can literally pull your hair. And I don't like that. I don't like pulling my hair in the night. Always didn't recognize you, son. You know, it is me. Spread the word, okay? Go and check out Martin's new video. You won't believe, because obviously there was a shock moment at the beginning. I'm sure you got over that. Pruning is good. Yeah, it is, India. Thank you. It is. It is. Prune yourself. Okay. And go back thicker and better. So thanks, Matt Pyman. Thank everybody. Thanks to everybody. So please share this out. Please like this video if you did like this video. And all good YouTube things. Thanks for popping by. And I've got a little bit of film, but I'm going to show it on my next one just in case I got away with copyrights on that one. And I'm going to link everything up in the description of the box below this video soon as I have finished this vlog, which is now in a minute because we're going on for 3 hours, something like that. So thank you, Spiritual Badass. I like your name. Stay epic, guys. martinliedtke7gmail.com. Keep a lookout for the next episode of Flat Earthers Got Talent, because that's going to be fantastic. When you hear some of the songs, fucking hell, just so much talent. It's going to be incredible. We have a new bit of piano playing by my friend's daughter, Abigail, and oh my God, it gives you shivers. She's only a child. She's pulling off that timing thing. you know, and she's composed. Oh my fucking hell. So many people got so many talents. Phased eyebrow. Thank you, Great Showage. Okay, not to milk this out with just fucking endless me talking. A fabulous Flatter-day night. Thank you, Alva Billy. Much love to you, my brother. So much love and epicness to you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for sharing your time with me. Thank you all for listening to me. Thank you all for just being cool people. Yeah, with all the other cool people in the chat. Okay, that's where it's at. Okay, we'll see you all soon. Thanks for everything. Good to be back.